Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Good morning, guys. Welcome. I'm getting started just in a couple minutes here, and we're going to see how the markets are moving post New York, the day before U.S. banks are closed and Thanksgiving.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Welcome everyone to Stock Sniper Trading. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day to everybody. It is 11 a.m. Eastern, November 26th. So thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate all of you guys. And plan for today is we're going to go over today's news. We're going to do a top-down analysis on gold, and we'll see how gold is moving. And we'll also look at either US30 or NASDAQ. And just a reminder, it is tomorrow US banks are closed for US Thanksgiving. We were scheduled for an afternoon shift at this time to do another post-New York session. I got a notification that my kids have a dentist appointment tomorrow at noon. So I completely forgot about it. And what we'll do is we'll move maybe tomorrow's post-New York session because it probably won't be the greatest volume to be trading anyways in the afternoon. Also, with the U.S. banks will be closed. What we'll do is maybe we'll come in later that evening and we'll do a Tokyo session when the futures market opens up, and then we'll do gold. It might be a little later than usual because there is some NFL football games, so it might be like around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to join, we'll move tomorrow's post New York to a Tokyo session, okay? And Friday we resume regular scheduling, okay? With that being said, thanks everyone. Yesterday we had a fun session. You guys remember, if you were on the call with us, we took a quick buy on gold. We went down to the 1 minutes. We entered on the 1 minutes and we played it out on the 5 minutes. And then we waited for that big sell off on gold, and thankfully we caught it, and it really dropped from like tape to tape, right down to that yellow line, to that daily point of interest. So that's why conducting a top-down analysis is very, very important. So that's why when I'm doing it, I hope you guys are listening. I hope you guys are paying attention. I hope you guys are learning why I'm identifying this particular area of a candlestick. And once you learn how to do a top-down, it's just you're going to get better and better and better at it. And it's going to become very repetitive, and you can do it with your eyes closed once you get the hang of it, okay? And it's not a very difficult, I don't even call it a strategy. It just should be part of your daily routine as a trader to go from the higher time frames and start bringing things down while pinpointing points of interest or points of control on the higher time frames, because that's what you could be trading right into on the lower time frames if you're an intraday trader or if you're a scalper. And this works always as well if you are a swing trader, but like if you strictly trade 4-hour and daily candles and you hold positions for 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 days, then you should be starting your top down even higher than me. You should be starting on the monthly, figuring out those points of interest and points of control, then bringing it down to the weekly, then finally down to the daily, and you can leave your charts like that for all week, and you trade the 4-hour candles when they come into those areas, like how I do with the 5-minute candles, okay? And that's the beauty about trading, because once you learn how to do this, all candlesticks, zones, points of interest have the same characteristics. So once you figure it out, then the next difficult part of trading is figuring what time frame to trade and what is your style. You know that scalping and intraday trading is very fast. You have to think fast. You gotta make informed decisions quickly when you get to TP, whether you're going to a break even, whether it's going to your stop loss. You gotta make informed decisions. If you're more of a conservative trader and you don't like that fast tempo of trading, then just slow the time frame down. Don't be focusing on 5 and 15 minutes. Go to the 30-minute, hourly, 4-hour, and work your way up, okay? Finally, guys, let's get into this. Let's go over today's news, okay? So there is some news today. We had 8:30, our U.S. unemployment claims. These regularly come out every Thursday morning at this time, but tomorrow U.S. banks are closed, so they release them 1 day early. We've had about 4 weeks of unemployment claims that were not released during the U.S. government shutdown, and the unemployment claims came out today. Previous were 222,000. They were forecasting an increase in unemployment of 4,000. It actually came out below the forecast and below the previous. That's why the number is green. It's less unemployment is good. The less individuals we have applying for unemployment means that our economy is doing good, and we have not as many individuals seeking unemployment benefits. Okay. We also had our U.S. core durable goods today. Came out really good, 3 times above the forecast and doubled previous months. Chicago PMI was a disappointment this morning, right over here. So this was a really disappointment. It plunged in the month of November. Right over here, you can see 36.3 was the actual number, and it's well below the 43.9. So that's not good. That's a little concerning. And then we also had our crude oil inventories were released at 10:30. Some of you guys do trade crude oil. Pay attention to your weekly crude oil inventories. It directly impacts like supply and demand and can tell you how many barrels are being produced and things like that, okay? And this afternoon we have the beige book being released, and that's about it. And then if you're going to trade later this evening, you do have some New Zealand, you have some Australian news, and then you go into the Tokyo futures session, okay? And reminder for tomorrow, I suggest take a day off if you guys can. It is American Thanksgiving. First of all, if you live in the U.S., you should be taking a day off. Be with family and friends. Enjoy that holiday. Have some turkey. Have some stuffing. Have some pumpkin pie. Watch the football games. Just enjoy the day. So, but for us as traders, U.S. banks are closed all day. So you could still be trading, but just understand that there could be less volume in the markets. The spreads could be higher than usual. And it could be choppy trading. So just be careful, okay? If you are trading, just use proper risk because banks are closed for the holiday, okay? And I also explained tomorrow we're just going to move tomorrow's post New York session. We'll do a futures market later that evening, and maybe we'll get better volume when the markets open up, and we'll look at gold at that time. Okay. Earnings this morning. There was John Deere over here, Deere and Company, 6:25 a.m. Eastern. This is a security that's involved in Dow Jones. Right over here, they had their earnings. Few other securities had earnings today, and then when we scroll over to the after hours, you can see that there's nothing in the after hours. That's because it's getting ready for the U.S. holiday, and tomorrow earnings are nothing in the pre-market. U.S. banks are closed, nothing tomorrow in the after hours, and then things will pick up. Just one corporation on Friday morning. So earnings are basically done this week, okay? And over here, just some day-to-day news. JP Morgan sees a path to 8,000 for the S&P 500 next year. Right now, S&P 500 is trading at 6,000. So, you know, they're eyeballing right now, maybe to get up some more bullish after maybe a little bit of correction, can get it up to 8,000, okay? We'll see if that actually happens. We'll have a watch for it. Stocks rise today, setting sights on a 4th straight win. So another green day. This is Hassett over here that we were talking about yesterday. He's the front runner to be the new FOMC chair. Trump kind of appointed him, and this gentleman over here is the front runner to take over Powell in the next little bit. Okay, Nvidia's in the news. U.S. mortgage applications surged to highest since 2023. What else we got over here? Just looking through. John Deere earnings outlook falls short as farm rebound remains elusive. So, you know, John Deere is agriculture, farming. They're down 5% right now. So maybe they gave some forward guidance going into the future about the farming and agricultural sector. What else we got going on? Is the stock market open today? What to know about Thanksgiving and Black Friday. So right over there, there is an article if you want to read it regarding tomorrow trading during the holiday. Again, I just suggest if you've hit your weekly goal, you're well on it, maybe take a day off tomorrow, step in the markets Friday, see what's going on. But if you've done well this week, then you'll reward yourself with a day off. That's why we trade, is to enjoy some time off of the markets, okay? Right now, S&P 500 is up 0.75%, Dow up 0.69%, and NASDAQ is leading the way up 0.85%. Gold is up as well, 0.33%. VIX, this is the volatility index, is down almost 5% right now, okay? And then I don't mention too much about the Russell 2000s. This is your mid caps over here. So, well, yeah, we can trade the Russell as well. It's another index over here, but not too many traders pay attention to the Russell. Yeah, I don't know why. It's a good index. It's less volatile than all of these other ones, and it's your mid caps in there, okay? And let's just continue moving forward, guys. Discord, we sent out a couple signals for commodities, for indices, and FX pairs over here. So if you need some signals, some trade ideas, we can help out with that. It's available here in the Discord channel. And also, guys, thank you to everyone joining on YouTube. We have 150 viewers. Thank you, guys. If you guys can hit the like button right now, we do appreciate it. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I promise you, you'll learn and earn in a live environment with us. And again, I guarantee you'll learn something on every single session, because we see a lot of funny things happening in the markets and we learn together what's going on. Like yesterday, that big bullish move on gold was that news regarding Hassett, and we waited, and then did you see how we cut the sell? It was like that news was short-lived, the market kind of digested it, and then boom, there was that big sell-off right after that. So all you got to do, guys, it costs you nothing. Hit the like button, subscribe, and join this free Telegram channel. It's pinned at the top of YouTube. You get all of our the links for YouTube when we go live. But if you hit the notification bell on YouTube, you should be notified. But if you don't, right over here, we'll notify you when we go live in our Telegram. Guys, some short reels over here. That was that one we were talking about, that bleeding candle yesterday. Thankfully, we were on the right side of that trade. It took some time to develop. You guys got to understand, trades you don't just go into a sell and then boom, it just drops. Sometimes it does. Other times you got to let it simmer. You know, it's like when you're cooking a stew. It takes its time to cook, and eventually maybe it will go in your direction. But trading can be frustrating, but you got to understand, if you're trading with the proper risk management, then you shouldn't really be too concerned about it. You should be watching the price action, okay? And then also before and afters of the trade signals, setups, and promos and giveaways here at SST. And don't forget, guys, we do have a Black Friday deal like everywhere else. Everywhere is Black Friday sales. We're cutting everything in half. All plans 50% off. You just visit our website or click this link and it will take you over there, and hopefully maybe you can sign up and join the team and we get to know you a little bit better, okay? And this is the website, so when you come up there, there's the pop-up. And also, if you're looking for education, lots of education, guys. Lots of courses, lots of boot camps, webinars. It's basically like self-taught education. It's like you're going back to school, and maybe you can learn something and earn while you're in the markets, okay? And then, guys, just for our session yesterday, see right over here, we just canceled the post. I haven't put in here, but we'll come back and we'll do a futures session, maybe 8 p.m., 9 p.m., a little later, and we'll see how the markets are opening up, okay? And free blogs available for everybody, SST market updates right over here, trade recaps, market outlooks, everything that we talk about regarding psychology, emotions, technicals, fundamentals, everything. All in here. There should be a blog available for you, okay? And finally, thank you guys. If you can subscribe to the channel, let's move our way up to almost 89,000, get to that psychological level, and then we're one step away from 90,000. We're competing with Bitcoin right now. This is like the Bitcoin price. Let's see if we can get above Bitcoin's pricing to 100,000 before Bitcoin gets there. We can gauge ourselves against Bitcoin. We're probably going up, and Bitcoin might be going down for a little time. Okay, guys, are you ready to get in for gold? Thanks, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a great day today. Welcome. Good morning, Justin. Thank you for joining. Sergio, Gersh, welcome. Justin, thank you for reminding me. Guys, we are not financial advisors here at SST. Everything you do when you're trading should be at your own risk. We're here for entertainment, education, just I trade my own account here. I have to manage my own risk, as you guys do too. But as guys, we're all adults here. Just please trade proper if you are taking trades with anybody, not just us. Any live streamer, right? Just take your time, get to know how they trade before you start executing. And just another disclaimer. If you just come on the channel and just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, you're not really learning anything, okay? You can do that on any YouTube channel, but it's just the same thing. You're not really learning anything from what you're doing. So it's best to just sit back, relax, maybe take in 1 or 2 or 3 sessions, see what the streamer is doing or what the trader is doing, what they're analyzing, and maybe you can develop a little routine like that too, and then maybe you can be able to identify and take trades yourself, right? Instead of relying on others always just to just buy and sell. I never did that when I was starting trading, and I don't know why I didn't. I just felt like I wanted to learn how to trade myself, as opposed to just asking someone, what do I do? Do I buy? Do I sell? Do I buy? Do I sell? I wanted to actually learn how to trade. It's like when you're in school. Do you just ask your friend for the answers of the exam? Or do you want to learn so you can do it yourself, right? So everyone is different. All people are different individuals. But I promise you, you'll get more out of trading if you learn, if you educate yourself, right? You have then a path to success for the entire rest of your life, and not just hop on streams and just ask for buy and sell signals, okay? That's my humble opinion. You do what you want with it. But I believe learning gives you power, and you can do this every single day for the rest of your life. You can utilize the markets as another source of income or revenue for you. And that's what most traders do here, especially here at SST. Now we're figuring out how to do this on a daily basis. Some days are tough. Some days we give back. Some days we lose. Some weeks we get on a winning streak and then we give back. It's all part of trading, guys. But you will learn how to overcome that stuff, okay? That's when you gain experience in the markets, okay? So, and everyone on YouTube, thank you guys also for joining. Welcome. Justin, #1, man. Thank you for joining, brother. I appreciate you. Mars, welcome. What else we got here? Zablamagu, welcome. I probably butchered that. Dustin, welcome. How is it possible that I place a gold futures trade and immediately shows negative 1,437? I was less than $100 from my first payout. Oh no. What happened there, Dustin? Did you hit the wrong contract sizing, or wow. We always say when you get to the finish line, trade very small and get there slowly, because we've had this happen in our group where you're a couple hundred bucks away, and some traders use larger lot sizing just to finish off. One critical mistake can lead to the dominoes falling apart, and so that's tough. I hope you can overcome that, but man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what happened there. It could be many variables. But guys, welcome everyone. Let's get started. Okay, so just now, I'm giving you a heads up. I'm going to do now a top-down analysis on gold. If you want to learn, this is the time to learn. This is the time to watch what I'm doing, or kind of do it on your chart as well with me. I recommend that you already do your top-down analysis prior to coming into the session. And then when we do it, you can kind of maybe level up your chart, match it with mine, ask questions, maybe see if we're kind of, you use me as confluence if we're doing it together, same areas. Otherwise, if you're learning, let's learn right now together, okay? And when we're learning how to do top-down analysis, don't ask me for, are we buying or selling? I have no idea. You got to understand my process. I'm going through the daily, I'm going to go through the 4 hour, I'm going to go to the 1 hour, and finally bring it into the 5 minutes. So if you're asking me buy, sell, I have no idea. I'm telling you the honest truth. I don't know. Unless you ask me right now if we're on the 5 minutes, right now, like I can look. But I haven't done any analysis, right? So anyone can just get in right now and trade. But if I wasn't trading yesterday or the day before or last week, I don't know the overall trend of the security I'm trading. I don't know levels, right? So that's not the best way to trade. Let's do it the proper way of trading, okay? And hit the likes and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Gold, XAU USD on the daily, right over here. This is how the daily time frame looks, okay? If I got rid of this watermark and I got rid of it and I told you guys this is how gold looks on the 5 minutes, it would be a really big bullish trend on the 5 minutes, a 5 minute kind of pullback, a double bottom on the 5 minutes, coming right back up to there in that big bearish 5 minute candle. But these are daily candles, okay? So that's what I mean. If I hit this and I told you these were 1 minute candles, you wouldn't know. If I told you these were monthly candles, you would not know, right? Because all candlesticks have the same characteristics. So once you learn how to do this, you'll learn how to do this on all time frames. That's the beauty of price action. Because once you learn it, you can do whatever you want with it, okay? But this is how it looks on the daily, okay? So number one, we all know if you're trading gold, that was that all-time rally that it was accumulating all of May, all of April, May, June, July, August. And finally in September, they redistributed it to the upside. All summer, gold was accumulating, okay? So it came up to the all-time high right up there. And then you see, that's where they were saying gold is crashing. To me, it doesn't look like it's crashing. It just corrected itself. We still have all of this bullish rally below us. It caught some support right there. And then it tried to come back up to the double top all-time high. You see it's got a lower high right in that point of control, that big bearish candle right there. And then they rejected it back down. This leg coming down, did it come all the way back down to 3,900 down in here? No. The buyer stepped in and produced a higher low, and now they're coming right back up to maybe test this second top up here, and then maybe it might break out a little further, and we're getting closer to that all-time high, or you know, it might just come up here again, and this will be like a top, and then another second top, and maybe pushing down. This is the neckline of support right here. If it breaks, high probability to go right there, and we'll see, can the buyers hold this up again, or with that double top lower high, could be pushing down with more volume, then that will break, come down to the next supporting area, and then this, which was support, will be resistance, and then push down like that, right? So that could be a possible pathway, but what I'm just showing you right there in this pathway is multiple options, but you guys understand that pathway, that like right up here is the all-time high. Guys, I'm just gonna, you know, just I'll erase this, but I just want you guys to see these levels. Like right there, that could be the double top. Right over here, we've got good support. That's where it breaks. See how that support will turn to resistance and then push down. So you guys understand that that's how it could possibly trade, right? But it could also break out of here. It could go up to test this. It could break out for a new all-time high. And then this line, this line, this line, those will be your, if it's resistance with volume above, closing above, will turn to support, okay? So do you guys understand that? That I did that on the daily. This could be, that could be on the 5 minutes, okay? But you got to learn what to look for. That's what will make trading easier. So let's start from the top and work our way down. Okay, so that was gold's all-time high. On this chart in the Forex, shows 4,382, right up there. You can see the dates, October 17, October 20, and October 21. 3 attempts the buyers had to break the all-time high. They failed, wick, a wick, a wick. And then you see the barcoding, blue, black, blue, and then the big structural redistribution. That was kind of like our candle we sold yesterday on the 5 minutes, that big red candle. But this is a daily candle that pushed down, okay? So that's the all-time high. And then we have a zone. The way how I learned how to identify zones, or what to box in was just from practice and watching candlesticks for a long, long time. I can humbly say no one has taught me this. It's all self-taught. So, and I've been trading like this for over 20 years, okay? And someone says, Ron, can I do this on any security? And yes, you can, yes. As long as there's candlesticks on the chart, it doesn't matter, okay? But you gotta know what you're looking for, okay? I could have placed it right there. There was a body and a body, but that looks kind of very small. I like it right there, okay? Kind of gives me a nice little zone. And then what I do is get in the habit, you guys are getting good, stretching it into the future. You see, we haven't came back in here, okay? Stretching in the future. We haven't came back in here. What if we come in, you know, in the new year, January 2026, okay? Whatever it is, I don't know when we get up there. I can also place an alert now. The nice thing about trading is utilizing alerts. So I like to right click on a line, normally at 50% of the zone, but I'll do it at this all-time high. Right click, add alert, create. So now that takes me staring at a computer every single day if the volume will get up there. I trade every day, so I am staring at volume every single day. But I'm saying if I was waiting and I had to go do something, maybe the volume will come up there. It will give you an alert, a notification. That doesn't mean you just trade blind, but now you got an alert that the volume is in this location. And then you know the options that could happen up there. I just kind of went through the options with you guys. It could be an impulse break, fake out, back down. It could be an impulse break with volume close above, come back down to retest this, you flip your zone. It could just come in there and get rejected right away and go down. So there's gonna be a lot of transactions in this location. Why? Because that's where all the pending orders are possibly building in there, okay? So we've identified that. We're nowhere near that. Now we can keep moving our way down. This is a big significant candle. Anytime you see significant candles with like 2, 3, 4 times more volume than another candle, that one you should be paying attention to, because ask yourself, why is there 2, 3, 4, 5 times more volume? There must have been some type of news. There must have been some type of redistribution. There must have been something that happened. And especially if it's one of these engulfing candles that closes below 1, 2, 3 previous candles, you understand how strong that candle is, how much momentum it has, okay? So my thing, what I like to do is, number one, cut it in half from the opening price to the closing price, and then I place my point of control with the Fibonacci tool. That's it, right? And then someone asked me, maybe I'll clean up everyone's questions. Ron, why do you do that? Why do you target 50%? Because 50% is very psychological. It's very psychological, right? Trading is psychological. So if something costs $20 and it costs $40 the next day, do you want to pay $40 at the highest price? I don't know if you'll get it $20 at the original lowest price, but if that person offered it to you for $30, you might be inclined to buy it at $30 because it's fair. It's fair for the person selling it. They're making a little bit of money above the $20, not the highest point. So it's fair for the seller. And then it's also fair for the buyer, right? So both parties are happy. Fair value. Fair. You guys find those fair value gaps. That's fair value. Okay. Right now, Black Friday, you'll probably see a lot of TVs, a lot of things are on sale, 50% off. Even at SST, we got 50% off. And you cut it, okay? If you forget this, listen to that song, Cut It, over the weekend. And it will get you in the mindset of understanding what to do. Okay, so let's do it. Let's grab our Fibonacci tool, opening price, closing price, okay? So that was the opening balance, closing balance. This is when the store opened. This is when the store closed, right? You know, if we go to Best Buy on Boxing Day, it probably opens at 8 a.m. and it closes at 8 p.m. Opening, closing, right? Okay, so that's how I look at it. It's now I cut it. Where's the cut it? Right there. There's no guessing. The Fibonacci tool will eliminate all the guesswork. Right there, 0.5. Is the 50%. Are we all good there? You guys following me? Because if you're following me, you are learning. You're learning something that took me years and years and years and years to learn. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. So I'm saving you guys a lot of time right now compared to how much time I invested when I was learning this stuff. So I hope you guys are getting this. Now, where's the point of control zone? Okay, so just look at this real easy. If this is 0.5, the next line above it, according to Fibonacci, and then the line below it. A little bit above, a little bit below, okay? And it's also fib ratios. We're using the 382 and the 618 respectively. If you have it reversed, the 618 will be up here, the 382 will be up here. Doesn't matter, okay? But just utilize that zone right there. Now, I like to use this analogy. This is how I remember this. I like hamburgers, okay? A hamburger has a big piece of meat in the middle, has a bun on the top and a bun on the bottom. The top part is your bun, the bottom part is the bun. Like up here, this top half of the black candle is the bun, there's the bottom half is the other bun. The meat of the hamburger is right there. That's what I like to eat. I like the protein. I like the meat right there, okay? So get the meat of the candle. Use that analogy, because that's where most of the transactions are gonna occur. I know we all like hamburgers, and no disrespect out there if you're a vegetarian, okay? I'm not a vegetarian, but if you are, okay, I got love for you. Let's do this analogy. This is a big piece of lettuce, okay? You have a little piece of lettuce, a smaller piece of lettuce on the bottom, but in the middle it's a big mass of big head of lettuce, okay? There's your big salad right there. Lots of tomatoes and green peppers, okay? Right in there. There's your vegan meal. Now, we stretch it into the future in case it comes back for future transactions to eat inside the hamburger. And now you can see, this is kind of like we're back testing now. I see this day and age, no one back tests anymore. I used to back test for 10 hours a day figuring things out. I see a lot of traders today are very lazy. They don't back test. But backtesting is you'll backtest your own strategies without losing money in the markets and see probabilities. So now I can see when it came right back in, look at what happened. Look at the results. Gold came right in there, right at that yellow line, and the sellers were there waiting to push it right back down, okay? How many candles did it take to get back in there? Count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17th bar came back in. So that is 17 days. That's almost 2 to 3 weeks before it came in. So you got to see how patient, but there's proof that sellers are waiting, pending there for 17 days to get that push down, and they are striking with zero drawdown going into profit, okay? This could have been 1 minute candles, and it could have took 17 minutes for it to come right back in. So I'm a scalper too. You got to be patient. You got to be patient for maybe 17 minutes to execute a good high probable setup. That's what a lot of traders are lacking these days, is identifying high probable setups. You're just trading anything, right? That's not good trading. We don't want to just trade every single candle, because we could be trading chop, we could be trading consolidation, we could be trading garbage. And then we're risking our own capital and we're getting frustrated. Then it leads to revenge trading and all of that snowball effect. If you're trading with patience, discipline, allowing the market to come to you naturally, you'll make more probable trades, not guaranteed, but if you do this over time, you'll do good, okay? So let's continue stretching this into the future. You see today's daily candle, it's almost coming back up here, but it's not there yet, right? So stretch it into the future. Maybe today, tomorrow, next week, we might be having the same conversation. We're trading back in here. However, if it's another lower high, they might push it back down, okay? So I got all of those zones now, and let's just continue moving down, okay? And then right here was kind of where it was barcoding. You can see how it got affected in 50% of that bullish candle. That wick came right through, volume above. Again, that wick is right at 50%, and that wick right at 50% again. But there's the bearish ignited candle. There's a bear flag where it flagged, and then they redistributed volume after the sellers accumulated for 3 consecutive days, then the big drop. So this is a big, abnormally large candle compared to this one, and this one. So again, go through the process. Opening balance, closing balance. The store opened, the store closed. Half of it is right there. And then you see how it kind of came right back up right there to the halfway point, and then it went back down. That was the candle that broke above the halfway point, and now that halfway point is now acting as support on these daily candles going forward. I could even draw a zone, okay? I want the meat of the sandwich, point of control of that bearish candle. It's right there, stretched it into the future. Now I see it came in, back down. Sellers are still strong, but right there, the sellers are not there anymore. There's the bullish candle that came through. As soon as a candle proves to me at closing, when the store closes, if they prove to me that there's more buyers or sellers at that store, I go with the data, what they tell me, real data. So that was where it showed me buyers are closing strong above that. So what I do is red to green, right? Because it's representing now that buyers are controlling the pricing. So if it comes back down, like right there, it came back down. Look at how it reacted in the green box. There was an impulse break. Did any black volume close below the green box? No. It closed right inside it again, right at 50%. Next day, again, sellers pushed it down. Did they close it down there? No, closing price is up there. So it closed back above. And then we pushed up again, but look at where it traded right into. That wick is 50% of this bearish candle. I haven't got there yet to analyze that one. And then you see how it came back down. Wick, wick, wick. Do I see any black volume below there? No. If I see this on the daily, if I see gold coming back down, closing black below there, I'll flip that green zone red. It'll probably come right in there, get rejected, and I could be selling it to come down to here, right? So it's not there yet, but an alert will allow me to, if it comes down there, then I'll wait for it, okay? So you see now what's being created. And then finally, this double bottom, okay? You can see the double bottom right there. Very clearly, learn your pattern recognition. Came down one bottom, there's your neckline, that red box, prior red box. There's the second bottom. Second bottom generally has more volume, double the buyers, and that's how it broke through that and came up to, it didn't have enough volume to break this point of control. Sellers were there, pushed it down. Right there, the sellers did not break to come down to like a triple bottom or a new lower low. Market held here, buyers are there, higher low, and now they're pushing back up again to test up here. And that's what I'm saying. We'll either break out of here, it could be an impulse to the all-time high, it could come in here, double top, get rejected back down, and then again, we're trading in these zones until one of these zones breaks, right? So right there, bodies, see? Body, and then look at how it represents 50% basically of that candle going across. If you analyze this on October 6th and you stretched it into the future, you possibly could have bought October 28th, you could have bought October 30th, you could have bought November 5th, and you could have just, this is what I mean, we use these as static levels, right? And we can keep buying and selling off of these points of control until one party, buyers or sellers, show us that they really control the situation. So right here, every time it comes in here, buyers are holding up. Came back down a second time, buyers are holding up. Moved up, came back down here, buyers are still holding it up. It's pushing back up, okay? Now, let's continue what we got going on, okay? See this big bearish candle that came down? Okay, it engulfed all of those. It engulfed one blue one, two, almost 2.5 blue bars. So that's pretty good size. Again, open, close, 50%, right? This should be coming very easy now. If you join us on daily basis, you should be seeing what we're doing now. Red box, right? Stretched it into the future. I'm showing you now how it came. Look at how it tried. This was a big blue bullish candle right in there. It was kind of like our selling candle yesterday. When we were in the sell, it came in there like a third time. Again, it was a big blue candle, but it came in there. And then you remember the 5-minute candle? Cut a big wick, and they flipped it into a shooting star, and that started that big 100 pip drop. Was when they came back into the point of control. I was doing it on the 5-minute bars yesterday, okay? So I'm showing you that when you learn how to do this, you can do it on all time frames, even the 1 minutes, you can do it, okay? Now, I'm stretching it into the future. See like how technical that blue candle was? Look at where it closed. Right, exactly, guys. Like, I'm a very technical person. Look at that. It closed right there. Okay, right at it. That's for a specific reason why they do that, okay? And then look at the spin top candle inside yesterday. Kind of opened. It was initially bullish right up there, got rejected, came back down to the opening price, came through the red zone, broke again. If it closed below there, we could have been dropping today. But the buyers came right back in and closed it. So that's a bearish spin top. Now we opened. Look at the wick of today's daily candle. There's not much. It's basically an ignited candle, but there is a low that it didn't come down. So it's big and bullish. That's a pretty big wick. So it's already kind of backfilled it and created a new high today. Okay. So I'm going to continue with this zone, make it green to represent if it ever comes back down in here today, tomorrow, sometime next week, that the buyers now are in control, right? So they've got the control now. One more thing, if I want to mark up 50% of this big bullish candle, because let's see all these spin tops inside here. That's a nice big structural candle that opened, closed relative to the high. So I don't need to do another point of control of this. I'm just going to figure out exactly where's 50% to give me, in case it comes back down there, to pull back. So right there, 0.5 is right there. Okay, so that 0.5, that yellow line is a point of interest. Look at the price tag. 4,099, just shy of 4,100 by $1. So what I like to do is right click, place an alert, because that's a critical point of interest. If it ever comes down there, I could look to buy off of there, okay? But if it buys and it comes here, this could be a red zone, and then they reject it back down. Then I'm looking again for a double bottom at this yellow line to break through that point of control. If it can't, then it will break down like this. And then this yellow line, which was support, is now resistance. Then I know that sellers are controlling the block above. They're lowering their offers and to come back down and maybe break this, right? So that's exactly how you should be trading, in my opinion. It teaches you discipline, teaches you structure. It's not that complicated. My 9-year-old daughter is learning how to do this. She's better than me because she plays Roblox and all those games all day. But I can beat her at Tetris all day, all night. But she's learning how to do this, guys. It's impressive. 9 years old and she can do this better than me, and has more stamina than me. She can do this for 10 hours a day, staring at these things. She has fun doing them. So if our children can do this, we can do this. There's no excuses. Now, let's follow today's daily candle. Let's see where we're going. Okay, so did we have a closing and opening price yesterday? Yes, right there. Okay, so you can basically see we are ignited on the daily. Okay, that's our lowest point right there. So I'm making a purple line, 4,130. Now, it opened bullish. So right away, when I see a candle, any candle, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, hour, daily, it's telling you something. It's like when the store opens at 8 a.m., it's got buyers. You're going to see it. Watch at Best Buy on Black Friday. You're going to see people break into Best Buy. Like you're going to see stampeding each other to go buy those TVs that are 50% off. That's kind of the analogy what's going on with this candle. It just opened, and it opened with buyers. A lot of buyers, okay? And look at, they're holding it, okay? Maybe it attempted to break it, but you see it's still holding. So that's telling me how the candle is building, and we can learn a lot of information off of it, okay? So buyers are in full control from as soon as it opened. And now we look to the left. What is the job of these buyers to do? It is to backfill the previous day's wick, okay? And they've done it. And I also analyze wicks. Shorter wicks are those like firecrackers with a small wick. If you light it, it will explode and keep going, just like a firecracker. If you played with firecrackers when you were a kid, you understand what I'm saying. When there's bigger wicks to fill, that's called exhaustion. So it takes a lot of volume to fill that wick, and by the time it's filling that wick, sellers might be offering, and those buyers might get tired. It's like kind of climbing a mountain, and if someone pushes you down at the top of the mountain, you're going to start rolling down, and then you got to regain your energy to come all the way back up, and someone might push you back down again. And after 3 times, you might give up and say, I can't keep doing this. I don't have the energy. So think about that as a candle. As it keeps coming up, if it gets rejected back down, keeps coming up, getting rejected, you can tell what's going on up there, okay? So this candle actually came, filled, and it broke, okay? So let's identify, because this is fresh in the market. That was yesterday's high, yellow line, point of interest, right? And now it could act as support, 4,160, okay? Could be support. If we come back down, that yellow line could be shallow pullback and create support to continue to try and fill up the wick. However, if we lose this, then the sellers might continue push down. Are they going to push it all the way down to the opening price? Look how much volume we still have in the candle. So what I like to do is inside analysis. From the purple line to that yellow line, same rules. Cut it in half. This is called tape-to-tape trading, okay? So watch what I'm doing here, because this is where it confuses a lot of traders. Look at what I'm doing. Opening balance, this purple line, to yesterday's high, yellow line, 2 daily points of interest. Fibonacci, right there. So it's telling me exactly there's the 50% from that price, from this price to that price. Cut it in half right there. So now I know if we come back down to 4,145, that could be where buyers are waiting to continue to buy so it doesn't lose this opening volume, right? Okay, so you guys follow me? And now it's continuing push up. So we've already created a high of the day. I can place a purple line at today's high wick right there, 4,173. And there is sellers there trying to push this thing down, but it could continue to refuel itself, break the high, and continue to drive. Where will it go? The bottom of the red zone is a point of interest from our point of control. You guys remember what that zone was from? Right over here, where it got rejected and it was 50% of this. So if we come back up there, I say a wick, and a wick. There could be another possible. So the bottom of my red zone, I don't usually place a yellow line there because I know that the bottom or top or middle of a point of control is a very important point of interest. So I know if I'm in a buy and it's a big blue candle filling there, that's where I'm normally taking out my profit 80%, because I know that sellers could be there and push it right back down, okay? But if we continue to fill up, maybe we don't come up there. Where could we go? There's a body and a body of interest in between this purple line and that red box right there. So a daily candle, 24 hours closed right there, and another day opened right there. So we have to acknowledge that, okay? So what I do is, again, I place a yellow line to let me know if it's getting up there. Maybe 4,195, I got to be doing something there because it could be sellers lowering their offers so that it doesn't come into this point of control. They want to keep it down to push it back down, okay? So that's enough analysis on the daily. Sorry I took so much time, but I really want you guys, I know that tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Maybe some of you guys are going to study tomorrow. Utilize this session for education. This is where someone said, Ron, can you do a webinar on top down? This is basically your webinar on top down. I can bookmark this right here, like timestamp it, and I can place it on the website for you guys. I can place it on YouTube, but this is a good thorough top down just for learning. And you can do this with all securities, okay? So I've done my work on the daily, right? And I can leave this all week, all next week, right? If it comes in uncharted territory, I got to do some analysis up there. But now I got some levels, okay? So now I don't want to just look at the daily candle because it's still got 5 hours to go. So we're surgeons now. I tell you guys, you're not only a trader, you're not only a risk manager, you're not only an account manager, you're not also an emotional manager, you're not also a psychologist. You got to be your own psychologist when you're trading, but now you got to be a surgeon, okay? So what a surgeon does is they cut things in half. They cut things. So we're going to dissect this daily candle. How? We can go to 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, or 1 minute. I choose to go down to 4 hour. Why? Because the 4 hour holds a lot of weight. Each candle now is 4 hours of trading, not one entire day, because we're breaking it down. So if you're a swing trader, this is your time frames. This is what you should be focusing on. Like as a 4 hour trader, if I was one, I would see that, it came down to that point of control. They broke it, liquidity grab, recovered, came back in, one bottom, there. I could have sold, swing traded the sell down. Like this could have been a 5 minute candle, 10 minute candle, 15, 20, 25 minutes. Like if I was scalping, but these are 4 hour candles. So that sell from up there took 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 hours to materialize, almost a day, but it came right down there. And that could have been your weekly goal. Those are big pips, guys. And then you can see now when it came in here again, it's holding the green zone. You can look at that all as like double bottom. And now there was the break, retest, and now look at how it's barcoding here. It's blue, black, blue, black, blue. So we're in a flag on the 4 hours, okay? So now when I look at this flag on the 4 hours, each 4 hour candle is a significant candle. So this one was, get to know your time frame, get to know your times too. When candles open up, it'll make a lot more sense. Like it will be like clockwork is another analogy I say. So right here, Tuesday, 1800 military time is 6 p.m. Eastern. That's when a daily candle opens up. So this candle is from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It represents the opening balance. It represents the futures market, Tokyo, up till 10 p.m. So it was really bullish. This 4 hour candle too, it was bullish ignited. And look at it, filled the previous 4 hour wick, filled the previous 4-hour wick, made a new higher high, and closed near the high. You can tell by the size of the wick, okay? And then if you cut this candle in half, same thing. So opening price of that 4-hour candle, closing price. Look, if you looked at 50%, it's right there. When I now scale down from daily, I get off the yellow lines. I go more to white lines now. For if I'm on a 4-hour, if I'm on a 2-hour, or the 1-hour, I use white lines. Okay, so right there would have been a white line. See, notice what I'm doing. I'm cutting that big blue structural candle that closed above. It's a bullish engulfing candle, closed above resistance. We should be acknowledging it, or just learning from it. And then if I'm finding a 4-hour zone, same thing. 618. 382. There's the meat of the 4-hour candle. If I stretch it into the future, now you see the next 4-hour candle from 10 to 2 a.m. It opened. It was initially bullish, created a high, got rejected, came back down. Look at where it traded. Look at the wick of that 4-hour candle. It is exactly right at that white line. And it got activated and it closed right there. Look at the next 4-hour candle. It opened off of the momentum off of that wick. Bullish ignited, and it came right up bullish. If you're a 4-hour trader, you could have took this is kind of like a 5-minute setup, where it's just barcoding. Blue, black, blue. Opened, ignited, continue, push up. Look at it. Then you got equal highs up here. Basically, you got to learn what are equal highs too. See, there's so much to learn about trading, but when you learn everything, it puts all the pieces of the puzzle together. Then it got rejected. Look at where it closed right there. Next bar again, open bullish. Continued. That's what created the highest point of the day. So this blue candle was Europe from 2 to 6 a.m. This candle now is New York, pre-New York 6 a.m. This one represents COMEX at 820. This represents a little bit of Wall Street market open up till 10 a.m. and US high impact red folders. It was initially bullish. I can see the purple line. That's the time when it hit the high of the day. Then it got rejected, big black candle. And look, if I stretch this again, look at where it closed, right at the bottom of the green zone. Then the next candle, 10 to 2 p.m. This one is going to close in just a little bit. You can see it opened, came down, created a low, and coming right back up to here. And it's pretty much engulfing everything back again. So if you want to continue with a 4-hour zone, it's this zone you're working off of. This is the daily zone, right? So you can stretch it into the future, and you can see that the 4 hours still holding support, okay? And it's like a big consolidated flag. I don't normally like to trade this stuff. If this was 5-minute candles, I would be saying, guys, let's stay away from this. Let's let the market continue to accumulate. We got buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers. Eventually, they're going to redistribute this volume on the 4-hour. It's either going to redistribute, take out the daily high, maybe come back down to retest, and then we're moving up to that yellow line, maybe possibly the bottom of that point of control right up there. Also, if the sellers were trying to push it down, they were trying there, but they were unsuccessful. If they push it down there, close below, we flip that 4-hour point of control red, and then it could be taking out the opening bullish ignited bottom and then filling wicks, maybe breaking down to that yellow line, right? This is what we call frog legs. This is the frog leg strategy, okay? You got frog legs to the upside, frog legs to the downside. Or it's just going to continue to accumulate in this neutral zone, right? Do you guys understand that, these principles? Okay, so that's 4-hour analysis. Right now I see buyers and sellers, but buyers are accumulating more. Now let's take this, because we have 2 more hours and 10 minutes before this 4-hour candle closes. I don't have that kind of time, neither do you, to sit and watch this thing. So what we do is further dissecting. Go into the hourly. Now I can see an hourly story. I can see there's 6 p.m. bullish where it opened, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. futures market, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. There's 11, there's midnight my time, 1 a.m. they dropped it down in there, held, came back up 2 a.m. That's pre-London. There's London 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. pre-New York. Tagged the highest point of the day, 7 a.m. They dropped it right back down. There's 8 a.m. You could even do it for the hourly bars, right? Okay, this big hourly bearish bar, open, close. I'm sure you could have cut it in half. I'm sure you could have found the point of control and stretched it across. Okay, so we push down now, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., big bullish candle coming back up. Look at it, closed like 99% near the high. It just opened. It just retraced down and it's coming back and pushing up. But see, it's this small doji candle that's about to close in 8 minutes. So We've got a daily line here. We have our 4-hour block in here. If you're an hourly trader, okay, you could also analyze this thing. You could go from the opening balance, closing balance, and then you'll figure out exactly of this hourly candle, 10 a.m., the point of control, and 50% of it. I'm going to keep my chart as is, how it is. And guys, there's a little bit of a fair value gap too. See this wick we're on right there, and then that previous wick. If you're an hourly trader, right there, there's your hourly fair value gap. You see this meat of that hourly candle has not been transacted. You see, it came down, that's the lowest point. See that meat of that candle right there? And look at the yellow daily line is right at 50%. If I was to stretch that into the future, if it keeps coming back down in here, maybe on the 5 minutes, we could probably buy out of here. And if it holds up, maybe we're gonna attack that daily high. If this fails, you have an inversion, okay? Sellers are more in control. If it closes below there, we invert that red. And then that could take us down to the 4-hour control. Which time frame has more weight? Obviously, the 4 hour is stronger than a 1 hour. So I would place more emphasis that the stronger buyers are in this block as opposed to this block. This block is only representing the last hour. This block is representing a whole day's worth, okay? So the higher the time frame holds more weight, right? So this could be maybe a quick scalp off of here, just like how it came down and it returned right back up. If I was a 5-minute trader, that could have been my trade right there. Like if I just measure the wick to right there, that would be about 50 pips. I could be out of that trade right now. Okay, so you see what we're building, and we're at this highest point of the day. So this purple line, now I look to the left. I see the last time hourly bars were transacting at this purple line. What happened here? What was the story? Okay, so I can see there they closed above it. They pushed above, came back down. Did it come into here? No, higher low, push back up. Then it started coming down. Big bear candle closed below. See there, that was an impulse break. Then they rejected it back down. That candle opened ignited bullish, which continued. Look at where the volume closed, and then look at the wick right at the purple line. Continues to push up. Now you see there was an impulse, volume above. Impulse, volume above. Another impulse fake, volume above, but a bear flag. Then there's the first official hourly bar that closed below that purple line, and then there was that big sell-off. So now we are returning all the way back up. Look at it. Look at the return. Okay, it's been multiple days. These are hourly candles. And again, we're at that significant area right there. So me as a scalper, if it breaks today's purple line, will it come all the way up to that yellow line? That's from 172 to 195. That's $23 move on gold. That's 230 pips from purple to yellow line. I'm already doing the math in my head. But what I can see is there was some transactions that happened from the purple tape to the yellow tape. When in doubt, cut it in half if you don't know. But I look at structure. I look at exactly what's going on here. Okay. I look at where I get multi-hits, data points. Watch where I'm going to place a white line and tell me if this is a pretty good area. You see right there, an hourly body closed right there, hourly body opens right there. That's where it came down. Where did it get a wick? Right there, where those bodies opened and closed. There's the wick. Did this, look at where I cut this big black candle in half. I cut it with this white line from back here. You don't believe me? Grab your Fibonacci tool, open closing price. That white line is pennies off of 50%, okay? So it's telling me I'm getting more confluence. That's a pretty good area. Now, look here. That bullish hourly candle came right to the white line, got rejected right off of it, okay? So it's telling me it's a good area. Now look at it. That black candle closed below. Look at where that bullish hammer closed, right at the white line. Another impulse, volume closed below. Look at the retest, white line, pushing it down. So if I was to break today's daily high, purple line, it's got a high probability, like a magnet, it wants to tap into that white line. And that could be where sellers are to reject it back down. So I know from purple line, 173 to white line, 180, $7 move, 70 pips, or 700 points. If you can't do it in your head, grab your measuring tool. You're like a carpenter now. So we're tradesmen, right? A tradesman that's what a tradesman is. Your framers, your carpenters, your bricklayers, your plumbers, your roofers, those are tradesmen. We are also tradesmen. That's why we have a toolbox. We have our favorite tools, But we got to measure stuff. In order to do our project, to do our job, we have to measure moves. That's what keeps us disciplined. When you're doing something, measurements help. We're not guessing. We're eliminating the guesswork. So let's measure from the purple line to the white line. There's 70, 80 pips. So that could be someone's daily goal, just to fill right up to there. And then don't ask questions after. If it can go to that yellow line, then yes, it could go up there. Then you got 230 pips. But it could literally just come right up to there and get rejected back down. Then I see what's going on. Will it kind of get a higher low? Will it break? If it closes above, white line is now the support to take us to the yellow line, and so on and so forth, right? So that's how I personally trade. I set my charts up like a grid map, right? And look at it now. This hourly candle, it was bearish, nice wick, small wick. There's the pop, okay? It's closing in 2 minutes, okay? So when I move into the 5 minutes now, I know that this 2 minute candle is going to close the hourly, and we have a new hourly candle opening at noon. So even the 5 minute candles, like look, this is, you can see, guys, like you can literally see right there was the support on the 5 minutes where it came up, stopped, pivot right there. You can acknowledge it. Came right back up, stopped, double top. There's the break and close below. See that red line? See how the red line in the future? See when it came out with buyers, 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 right to the red line? That was previous support. Volume closed below, about 50% of that big bear bar. And look at how it's resistance pushing back down. Okay. Now it came all the way back up, and look at what it's struggling right at the same red line. Okay. So we're going to follow this on the 5 minutes. Okay. We're going to add some indicators now too. So I like to add my SST daily bar indicator right here to let me know how the daily candle is moving. So remember, we acknowledged it. We know it's bullish ignited, continuing to pump, 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 pump. We just hit the daily high right there at 7 a.m. And then we have a little bit of a wick, but we still have big bullish candle. So if it comes back down into the yellow line, 4,160, I could be looking for a buy there, buying a pullback. If it comes deeper, I know that that white line is letting me know that that's a 4-hour point of control, right? It would be better to buy in here, bigger discount, bigger buyers. So if I can put some alerts in here, this is, if I can buy the opening balance, that's the best opportunity to buy, okay? So each one of these has levels. This is a good buy. This is better. This is the best, right? And then if it sweeps the liquidity, there, right there, 4,125 is where the daily candle could produce a wick and pop right back up. So you see how my chart is basically set up? Sorry this took a long time, but tomorrow I want you guys to, maybe if you're relaxing from the markets tomorrow, I want you guys to learn how to do this, okay? Do you guys understand the explanations there? Do you guys have now a better indication of how to do this, okay? It's not that difficult. If you're making this difficult for yourself, you're making it difficult for yourself. It's pretty straightforward. You can see I did the same thing on every single time frame. It was all good, Maverick? Perfect. Okay, guys. I'm telling you guys, this could set you guys up for future success. I'm not playing games with you guys, okay? We could charge a lot of money to teach people this, and we do it for free on YouTube, just for likes, okay? Because we know how this can be life-changing. I know personally how it's changed my life, and I hope it can change yours. But and then if someone's going to say, well, Ron, if I just do that, I'm going to be successful. No, you got to also know how to manage your risk, right? It might come into here, and we might buy. But if we over leverage that buy, what happens if it just comes up a little bit and then the market comes all the way down there? That could happen. But that's why when you're trading, you also have to use proper risk management. No trading is perfect. No trading is guaranteed. No strategy, no analysis is 100%. Nothing. Okay? If someone is telling you that, I can tell you, you should have red alarm bells going off or alerts that as soon as someone says it's guaranteed, it's bullshit. That's where I call people out right away. As soon as someone tells me this strategy is guaranteed, this indicator is guaranteed, this thing is guaranteed, I say you're full of shit. Straight up. I don't even care what they're talking about. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Nothing. Okay? So that's the way how I move forward. I know that these are not guaranteed areas, but they're better probable areas than just going on a chart like this, a naked chart, and just going in right now on this. Sorry, this is not gold, but this US30, and just trading this, right? All I can know is there was a 5-minute top. There was like, that's all I know is the 5 minutes. I don't know relative to where it is on the daily. I don't know no points of control. I don't know anything, okay? So this to me, in my opinion, can set you up for better success, okay? So right now, what do we got going on the 5 minutes? Let's take a look here, okay? So you see the 5 minutes. If I was to trap all this garbage, shit volume in here, I would go with the bodies, right? Right there. Okay, so I can see how right there, I'm just going to neutralize this. I can see they tried to penetrate through here, got rejected, back in the box, came down there, back in. So the volume is concentrated in here. I don't think gold is going to continue to trade in this box all day today. Okay, we know that it's going to try and attempt to get out of here, or it's going to break down here. So let's wait and see. Do we have any closing blue volume above this? No, I see an impulse wick, impulse wick, impulse wick. And also down here, I see an impulse and an impulse. So maybe we'll wait to see if we can get a blue candle close above here for confirmation, or a black candle to close below here. If we go in early, right, this is where sometimes intuition might play out. So if you see it's building, then maybe we take the breakout and hope that it will fill these wicks and get a little higher. But we also have to watch from the bottom how it's building. So see this red line? I'm just going to alter it to represent 50% of that previous blue candle. Will it continue to hold in here? And we'll see if it can build out of here, okay? Do you guys have any bias? Let's see what the overall trend is, okay? So it was initially very bearish at that highest point of the day, but it came down, back up, lower high, came down, lower low, came up, lower high. They really kind of came near the lowest point of the day. That's kind of the best area to buy. And if you did, look at the execution. Nice double bottom coming out of there, and beautiful return back up, pulling back, continuing. Have we created any new highs yet? Not yet, okay? Because we got to be careful at this highest point of the day. So have the 5-minute candles built a zone at the highest point of the day? Watch what I'm doing here. Purple line, bringing it down to those bodies right there. See, I got a body, a body, a body, and a body. So I'm going to make that a red zone, because it's a red zone. It showed me the 5-minute candles came up there, back down, came up there a second time, and back down. So I'm stretching it into the future. And if we come in there, we have to recognize that that could be a significant top, okay? Because this is all like one big top coming up. All of this down here is like a bottom. Now it could come up. What if it comes in there right at the daily high? That could be the second top, one top, double top, and that could be where they push it down. I'm not saying it's going to crash, but I'm saying maybe we'll retest in here. Maybe we'll come back down to the 4-hour point of control. If it holds, maybe it just comes down, shallow pullback right there. I'm thinking that this is resistance right now. That might turn to support. Then we get that move, and then we get a new higher high breaking out of there, okay? But see how I made the red zone to illustrate that if it comes up there and I'm in a buy, I got to think about it. Should I bring my stop loss to a break even? Should I take some profit out of the market because it could come down? So again, if I'm trading up there, I'm going to use my measuring tape to know, like if I'm buying above these wicks somewhere in here with confirmations, if it comes right to the bottom of the red box, 25 pips, goes right into 50% of it, could be 35 to 40 pips, and right to the highest point of the day, again, 50 pips on the dot right there, right? If it can break out for an impulse, 60, 70, 80. If it can go all the way up to that hourly, that could turn into 125 pips. And I have to acknowledge, if it gets up there, that that's hourly resistance. It's higher time frame. So if it kind of does this, I have to understand that it could come down there at the hourly. That's what that white line represents. And then if you want to verify, you go backwards and you can see how the 5-minute candles in the past were trading at that hourly resistance. You can see right there, impulse, 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 back down. Came back up. There was the bar that closed above, but they kind of faked it back down. It held, and then it went and then extended it right up. Where did it trade into? 50% of that black candle right there. And then the market pushed back down. Look at it, retested the white line and then the big drop. So there was a lot of transactions that occurred in that area. The way how you can now pinpoint that area with a zone is do this. Like right there. You see what I just did there? kind of boxed in that volume. I can go to the left. I see that volume was boxed in, and then right click on this and extend it to the right. Go to your settings, style, extend to right. Now it went all the way into the future for me. So if I go back to reset my chart, watch that white line above. You see that red box is now representing that zone where those bars were trading in there. Okay, so you see how I kind of set my charts up. Okay, so now what are we doing on gold? Remember, new hour starting off. It's building right now. It's going to close in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's wait it out. Let's see what happens. Let's see the close here. Do you guys have any questions about anything? Today is more of a education. We're going to get into trading now if we see something. But now if you're asking me, Ron, how do you do a top-down analysis? We all got to remember today's date, November 26th. Watch this video. Do I think gold has the juice to go up? Absolutely, it could. Okay, it is moving higher highs and higher lows right now. Higher high, higher low, new higher high. But we got to get a blue candle closing above here. Let's see. We haven't had one yet. Okay, that was an impulse, 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 another impulse. Okay, so, you know, if the buyers are strong, I always say, prove to me that you can close above here. If they can't, then it's showing that they're not as strong as they could be. It shows that sellers are still here pushing this thing down. Guys, I have it on Financial Juice over here, but I'll put it on our Discord commodities section. We can see what the snipers are saying. Amir, wow, beautiful call today. Great gold setup on that buy. Nice. Good job. Musfik, welcome. You got a buy on entries in the dip. Hopefully it goes up this time. 56.59, 56.59, 54.59. Okay, you're scalping for 30, 40, 50 pips. Excellent. Good work. Welcome, guys. Borax Nagraj, welcome. Akan, wow, good job today. Hopefully that's a daily goal. Good job. Okay, guys. Now, we got a rejection. So it came up there, blue, 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 and they rejected it back down. We're still trading in this consolidated zone. Not the greatest area to be trading. It's a great area to be analyzing, spectating. If you want to get involved in this area, that's where I utilize feeler trades. Feeler trades are kind of like a little hack that I do. What it is I trade very small sizing. I don't look to make money, really. I could use a 0.1, which is like 10 cents per pip, and I'm testing things out. If I go in a buy and I get rejected like that, okay, let's say I took that buy on that candle and I'm down now 15, 20, 30 pips. I could be down $1.50, $2, $2. It's not going to make or break me, right? It's a cup of coffee. But if I did that with like a standard lot, I could be down $200, $300. That's a different type of loss, okay? Or you might react different. So when you're feeling out the market, it's like, I'm going to use another analogy. It's like sports. If you do boxing, okay, boxers, when they're getting in the ring, they like to maybe jab each other, feel each other out, see their footwork, you know, see what they're doing. That's kind of what you got to do when there's a fight going on between buyers and sellers. Just go in for a couple of little jabs, not your knockout punch yet. Your knockout punch is when you figure out what's going on or any clues, or you get a closing candle, you get a proper retest. That could be your knockout punch, right? But if you're accumulating with the market, whether you're using a feeler trade or not, you can see that buyers are trying to buy and sellers are trying to sell. So both sides are in this accumulation phase. Markets go through these phases. You got to get used to this. I know a lot of traders are saying, Ron, do I buy? Do I sell? Ron, do I buy and sell? Like, you have to understand what's going on in the market. There is buyers. There's buyers buying. You can buy with these guys. But there's also sellers selling, right? So at some point, this volume is going to be redistributed. Whoever accumulates more. And right now it's still showing me higher low, higher low. Buyers are still building this. But let's see a closing bar above here. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars that have not closed positive above here. This might be the one that does it, okay? But this could also be the 6th one that gets rejected back down. Okay, and every time it gets rejected, without creating a new higher high, it's telling me that the sellers are there and they're lowering their offers. Okay, if we just pinpoint this wick, this highest point at 1140, did that wick break above it? No. Did that candle break above it? No. That was a big bullish candle. Did it break above it? No. Did this candle break above it? No. That was a big bullish candle coming back up and they rejected it back down. Okay, so like just in this zone right here, what we're doing, I could illustrate that with a red zone right there and telling you that there's sellers here, there's sellers here, there's sellers here, there's sellers here, and there's sellers here. Okay, but the sellers aren't doing a job of closing it below here. Okay, they're working down, but maybe we need a closing black bar. And then now we can see maybe it's like a pattern. It's coming up, it's going back down. There's the neckline, came back up again, maybe a second time, and then they push down. It could be an impulse break. There's those tweezer bottom wicks that could break down, but maybe we get a black candle closing below. Maybe we wait for a retest here or up here, and then we sell down to the green zone. But right now you see when it comes down, the buyers are buying it right back up. But we have 2 minutes to go, okay? This is also good for learning, guys. You'll learn a lot about how the markets are moving in this situation. Are you guys getting a little bit more patient, more disciplined when markets are trading like this? Are you guys getting better? What I'm doing is I'm looking at my spreads right now. I'm taking a look if I'm going to possibly take a trade. What are the spreads? Do I have the right lot sizing in so I don't make a mistake? Because maybe I was trading earlier in the day with a different lot size. So all of these things, guys, this is where you want to eliminate mental mistakes. We had a gentleman on the call today that was $100 away from finishing the prop firm, and something happened and lost $1,400. I don't know if maybe it was the wrong contract size. It happens. Those are mental errors. I do them from time to time. That's why when you're trading, you have to be focused. You got to be alert. If you're tired, if you're sick, if you're having a bad day, those things could affect your judgment. So, you got to be laser focused when it comes to trading. You can't make mental mistakes. You got to eliminate these mistakes. Once or twice is okay, but you can't continue to do this. Now we got a shooting star candle. So now look at how it flipped. I like to sometimes trade on impulse, but sometimes you take it and then boom, they fake you back up. So let's just be patient. We can wait 40 more seconds. Let's see where this candle closes, okay? Will it close below this body right here? Or will it continue just trade down and come right back in? Remember to breathe, absolutely, yes. Remember to breathe, guys. Meditate, whatever you got to do, okay? So this is a candle breaking down, right? And we see all of those rejection wicks in there. Let's see where this will close. I'm very technical. Where will it close? Okay, see how I zoom in? I could also get my cut line to represent this candle, but it's not a closing one, okay? It's a spin top, so there's nothing to cut. It's an indecision candle. Here's the close. Okay, so I'll give it to the sellers that they pushed it down, but it closed right there. So we're still inside this zone in here. Now it's coming back down bearish. We could enter on this, but remember there's 5 minutes to go. We might get faked out. So what we could do is go into the 1 minutes and actually physically watch like how we did yesterday. Will a 1 minute candle close below here? I can see when it did close, boom, it came right back up, okay? So now it came back down there again, look, and got a return wick on the 1 minute. This 1 minute candle is closing in 30 seconds. Okay, so is it showing us that the market is faking out? So I know if that's the 1 minute candle doing that, I know that the 5 minute candle also has that rejection wick right there. Okay, but look at it now. It's coming right back down with selling pressure and could close right below there. Get ready, guys. Okay, this could be very similar to yesterday. Okay, is this 1 minute candle going to close below here? No, it closed right again in the box. It's very tough. Sometimes, and look how it opens bullish ignited right back up. You see how it came and closed right in the box? Next bar, bullish ignited, just popped up. But look how quickly they rejected it. So this could turn into a shooting star and start filling that wick and coming down and breaking these lows. Wow, but look at how the buyers are saving it on that 1 minute right now, 12:16. This is a new 15-minute candle as well. And look at the 5-minute candle, how it came down there. If you sold early, then they bring it right back up. And we're still trading in this zone in here. See what I mean, guys? Sometimes just being patient for one more minute can save you from taking an impulse trade. Okay, now this 5-minute candle is building back up. This might be one that closes above all these wicks, but it could also come in here and get rejected back down too. We're just in a phase of consolidation right now. It's very difficult to trade this stuff. If you guys want, I can move over to US30. I can move over to NASDAQ. However, if you guys want to stay with this, you guys let me know, okay? Borks, what do you think? You know, guys, in Discord, if you guys want, share your thoughts, your charts inside here, and I can read it live with you guys. You guys, if you guys want to go in the Discord on commodities, let me know what you guys are looking at. Guys, leave us a like, please. Subscribe to the channel. Our goal is 89,000. We're 12 pips away, 12 subs away from 89K. That will really, really make my day today if we can get 12 more subs. Subs are like pips for me. We have a signal that just came out to sell NASDAQ at 25,277. NASDAQ, we can do that. We can go into NASDAQ. Okay, I haven't done an analysis, but our signals, we got signals. Okay, so 277 is, I'm just going to place a line at 277. I'll do a top down as well, but just letting us know what we see on the 5 minutes. So right now it's breaking. It's going to close in one more minute, okay? So this is the first leg coming down. I'll do an analysis on NASDAQ, but if you guys are already watching on the signals, we'll keep an eye on that level, okay? Also, gold is building its way back up. Again, it came in that red zone. Sellers are there again, pushing it down. So you see the tug of war. It's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up. Buyers and sellers are probably getting frustrated in here. I would be if I was a buyer and it can't break out of here. I'd be getting frustrated. I would also be getting frustrated if I was a seller and it can't break below here as well. So you understand that both sides are getting frustrated. Oh, big drop on NASDAQ. It's breaking down, okay? Guys, as soon as the bar closes, we'll do a top-down analysis. I just want to watch gold here. We'll get to NASDAQ. I'll do a quick top-down. Watch how quick it will be. And what we learned from golds, you'll see how quickly I'll do it and how I'll pinpoint some things, okay? So did we close above this? Not yet, okay? So it could continue to, you know, this could be an impulse breakout. It could definitely go up there, right through there. Okay, it's still building. If you want to draw your cut line to represent now 50% of that blue candle, you just lift it up right there to 4,166, and it's still holding. Okay, I'm going to do a quick analysis on NASDAQ, quick top down, because we got a signal, okay? So really quickly, I'm going into the daily. Let me just get rid of this red line for now, okay? So I'm going to the daily, and I'm not going to go all the way back to last year. Just going to see what's going on right now. Our all-time high supply is right here. Okay, there's my zone. Do we have a good supporting area right here? Yes. Okay, there's my supporting block right there. Okay, so I can see my bigger blocks in the market. Whoops, right here. Okay, so now what I got to base off of is this bearish candle, because you see we're driving right into it. I got to cut that thing, okay, because I got to find the point of control of this. So this candle, because it closed below the structure, guys, I'm going to talk and do this quickly, okay? So where's 0.5 of it? Right there. You see today's, the price right now. We're right at it, okay? And then where's the control of this candle? Right in there. And then I see those 2 days it got rejected in there, came in a third day rejected, and now we're trading right back in it again today, okay? So let's drag that across. I don't need to start analyzing what's going on all the way down here because I don't think NASDAQ is going to flip all the way down there right now. But there's a good area here that we have to look at. There's a body, a body close. Look at the rejection, body, right there, okay? And then just dissecting from yesterday, was very bearish, came into 50%, right back up, closed. Look at the open today from the close, bullish ignited on NASDAQ, filling that wick, getting right up there, and we're gonna see if we can maybe push this thing down. So one final thing I like to do is, from the yellow to yellow tape, cut in half. So I know if it pulls back or if I'm in a sell where maybe the buyers are waiting to take it back up. So 50% is right there, okay? Boom. I've done my analysis now, like for the daily. If one other thing is if it breaks out from today's daily high, let's just acknowledge where today's daily high is with a purple wick. If it goes up through here, maybe it could get right up to that body of that candle. So that's where I would acknowledge with a yellow line, 25,550, okay? Let's break this daily down into the 4 hour, okay? So there was that big sell-off right there on Thursday. That was the NFP, and it came right back up, pulled back, higher highs, and now we got a strong 4 hour candle. There was this indecision prior at 6 a.m. and Wall Street, and now we're coming right back up to the highest point of the day, but maybe it will start to push down a little bit, okay? So you can see it's trading in that red zone right there, that point of control. There was a 4 hour candle that came in there, back down. There was a 4 hour candles that came in and the big drop. Now we're coming back in it again. So are they gonna push it down, okay? So on the 1 hour, I can see we closed strong on the previous hour right here at 11, came up. Now we just opened this hour, but you see it didn't break for the new daily high. And then it came down where? To 50% of the previous hourly candle, okay? So it's still holding support right there. I can draw like a white line to show me. I could cut the previous candle basically in half right there. You see how they're very close to this daily point of interest. So right in here, this yellow and that blue, that white line, there's a little supporting area in this bearish point of control right here. Okay, so we gotta understand that, because if we can break this, maybe we'll drop down. Okay, so now on the 5 minutes, this is what we got going on. So what was the signal set up at? Sorry, let me just get the exact number. 277. Okay. So I'm just going to place this red line at 277, which is, it's right at our yellow line, like right here, 277, okay? So it's holding the support there, okay? So what I see is it came up, coming back down. This is the neckline. Hourly support, the daily point of interest, it's having a difficult time breaking. Now it's coming right back up. So will it get a lower high and then push back down? And then maybe do something like this. That's what we got to watch for, okay? So we'll keep our eyes on this as it's developing, okay? So, and then just keep an eye on our daily bar beside us on NASDAQ and some indicators, 9 and 200, okay? Let's just go back to gold. Okay, so gold is impulsively breaking through here. Jack, good question. How do I manage my life with your trading? Like how long you trading per get back to life? I balance everything. I balance my trading and I balance my time with my wife. I balance my time with my kids. I balance. That's why I like to trade for, I'm a scalper. I like to get in and out. Like I go to work. I clock in, I clock out. Hopefully I can get my daily goal within a certain amount, and that's why I learned discipline to walk out, because I want to balance other things in life. I would like to go to work out, I like to go to the gym, I like to go for a walk, I like to do other things. I don't want to just sit and stare at charts all day. So trading is not only just about trading candlesticks. You got to balance everything in life. Some of you guys are working, you got a work life, you're trading on the side. Some of you guys are going to school while you're trading. Some of you guys are married and kids like me, and you got a busy life, but it's all about balance. You have to learn balance, okay? You can't just give everything to one thing, and you got to basically balance everything out. That will make you a better trader, believe me, when you have balance in life. And you have to have a good support team behind you as well. You got to have like a spouse that, you know, can put up with you doing this. You know, I got a good spouse that helps me out, you know, like you got to have that support, guys. I'm telling you. So if you have that support in your household and your family is behind you, you got to take them out for dinner tonight and say thank you, because trading is lonely, right? You guys know this. Okay. So gold did close above. Did I fail to do something? Yes, I failed to close the make that red zone green right now. Okay, so see how I'm making it green? Now that was a big bearish ignited candle that came right into there. Now it's transacting in the green zone, and it's got some buyers now pending, bringing it back up. Okay, so what we got to watch for is it flagging in here? Will it come back up? Will the sellers come close it back down? Is this going to be a fake out up here where it closed and then back down? Okay, so those are things that we got to watch for right now. Okay, see, it could be a fake out candle. It opened bearish, ignited, and pushing right back down. Okay, this could be a big kind of like, not an FU candle. FU candles are more of those ones with the big heavy wicks and those, but this is significant. It was right at the high. It could have opened positive and just filled that wick and drove, but look, it's bearish ignited and it's coming all the way back down. This could be a bearish engulfing candle closed below here, and then it's starting the selling off. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this, and also NASDAQ is also coming back down to entry point. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on NASDAQ if it breaks down here as well. Okay, wow, 2 more minutes to go. This is now a significant candle. Okay, so you know when I say something is smelling fishy up here, something is smelling fishy. I always ask questions. How did this candle just not open and just take out that wick? Something smells fishy, right? So now let's see. If this closes black below here, this green zone will go back to red, and then if it comes back in with buyers buying the dip, could get rejected. We could look for that sell. And then someone will say, well, Ron, you're still in this consolidated zone, but there's context to this now. This could be a fake out, and then they redistribute after that. So, you know, you got to kind of, I go bar by bar when I'm trading, bar by bar, candlestick by candlestick. You know, each candle tells a story. But I know that it's coming right back in the consolidated area. But sometimes you got to make an executive decision with how things are up and how things are moving. But right now, you see it's still coming right back up with those buyers. Okay, it was bearish engulfing, but remember I told you there's still 2 more minutes left on the clock. So now buyers are bringing it right back up. They could flip this candle and turn blue, and then boom, it's going right back up, and we just could continue buying with this. Okay, for the time being, it was a very fishy candle, but it could change in the next 40 seconds. How many of you guys have a good supporting family behind you in your trading? I know some of you guys really do. You guys talk to me and say, Ron, my wife really, you know, allows me to have the time to go in and analyze because it could be a supplemental income helping the family out, right? So, Justin, your wife is awesome. That's amazing. Yes, she's pregnant too, 9 months pregnant, and allows Justin to get in there and do all the education. That's why, Justin, I'm blessed to help you out, you know, to further take it to the next level, because I know you got another baby coming along the way, and I know how stressful that can be. Okay, so you see we closed still inside here. It's still green. So the candle just opened black, but again, remember this consolidated zone. Let's not forget about this. Let's stretch it into the future, because if we come transact in here again, it could just kind of, you know, trade in here. Anise, you're 16 years old and your family doesn't know. I was the same too. But I told my dad, and my dad, he opened me up a demo account because I was 16 when I started trading and I wanted an account. So he opened it up under his name and gave it to me. But, so shout out to my pops for not saying no and, you know, like killing my dreams. He knew I was destined to do this. I was watching the Bloomberg when I was 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. I have videos of it where I was staring at the stock market and the candles at a very young age. So, you know, you might have the same story like me. I was always fascinated by numbers and charts. And then when I found out you can make some money doing this, I'm like, oh man, this is the best of both worlds. But when I started, I found out that I lost all my money because I didn't know what I was doing. But it's okay, guys. If you don't have family support, we can be your family support. We are a very supportive community here. We're all retail traders. We all understand. We've all blown accounts. We've all lost a shit ton of money. We've all had good days. We've had bad days. We've all struggled. You know, we have something in common, okay? And for me to say that I've never struggled as a trader, I would be lying to you guys. So I can't do that. Everyone here has gone through struggles. If you might be a unicorn where you just started trading and boom, you became profitable, that wasn't me. So if that was you, wow. You saved yourself a lot of years of frustration, financials, psychology, emotions, doubting yourself, maybe quitting trading, all of those things. So that's why if you utilize our education and you really stick to it, you could learn from years of all of our mistakes. Denny, did I like fractions as a kid? I loved fractions. That's why I do all my son's homework. I'm like, every day I'm so excited when he comes home. I'm like, asking him, what did you guys do in math today? What did you guys do in math? Grade 9 math. He's telling me algebra. I'm like, okay, let's get into it right now. He's like, he's doing like amazing. He's got like one of the top marks in the class in math in high school. I think he's at 96%. I gave him shit because he's not at 100%, but he's doing really well. So, you know, I can't really help him. Math is everything, guys. When you learn probabilities, everything. Like this is a 50-50 candle. It's not a good candle to trade right now. We need more higher probable candles to trade. That's why I like this setup. When that was coming down bearish, 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 if it closed below here and it did this, I'm telling you guys like ahead of time, if it closed right there near the low, I'm assuming it would have opened blue. I would have made this green box red, and then if I saw the rejection, I was looking to possibly take that sell. Then I think with that fake out, it could have came right through here and filled those wicks and dropped right into 50% of that blue candle, and that's where it would have came back up. But if I took that trade, I would have measured it from the red line where I took the entry right down into there. It would have been about 30 pips. So that's what I was kind of looking at. But it didn't develop for what I was looking for. When it came down there, in that 2 minutes, it came right back up and closed there. And then I got this bullish spin top candle still in here. So what we can do with this consolidated zone now, we just shift this block right up to there. See now where we're consolidating? It's right up here now. So we can still, if we close below here, you know, we could get that sell coming down. If you do it like a trend line, like here's our trend, right? So this could be a break of a trend and break of 50% right there. So now it's a shooting star candle coming down. Again, but it's too many fake outs right now to, you know, take an impulse candle. That's why I liked when I saw that, how it opened bearish ignited and was coming down engulfing. Can I check the 4-hour candle? Yes, 4-hour candle. 4-hour candle is still very bullish. Okay, the 4-hour candle is closing in 90 minutes, an hour and 25 minutes. It's still very bullish, but we got that fishy wick up there. So still very strong on the 4-hour, okay? So you got to understand, if we're looking for sells, we're selling into a strong 4-hour candle. So it might be maybe some quick pip and dips, or we got to continue to buy. Okay, so it's still holding inside here. Okay, now it's basically barcoding in here. Blue, black, blue, still holding support. Maybe a flag, and we continue pushing up to the daily high. Gold could continue to be bullish. And then we got to just continue trading with the trend. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But now you see it's getting like now it's again, it's trading. Guys, this is not the greatest volume right now. Okay, this is tough. But if we can learn how to be patient with this, we're learning how to be good traders. NASDAQ has moved away from 277, so we got to let it continue to simmer, let it continue to cook. Maybe another lower high can bring it down. We're trading near the highest point of the day. BTC is flying. I'll do a nice top, guys. Is there enough support on here if we did like a weekend BTC top-down analysis, education with BTC, like on a Saturday night? Some Saturday nights when I'm bored, do you guys want to get on here? We go live Zoom, we go live YouTube. I don't think there's going to be a lot of viewers, but one time we did it, and we got more viewers than when we're trading gold in like New York. It was unbelievable. But Bitcoin is very technical. If you look at it, you can learn a lot. We can do weekend education. If you guys do, okay, listen to me, please, because subscribe to this channel. If we get this up to 90,000, I'll come in on a weekend for a couple hours and we will analyze Bitcoin. Okay, look at now. We've got that now big bearish candle. Okay, so it broke 50% coming down. Now let's see. This is a significant candle. So it kind of barcoded up there. Kind of, you know where I said it was kind of fishy up there. Now sellers are bringing down. Kind of initially just broke that minor trend line, getting it below there. So if this closes in below here, we're going to flip this green zone red, and maybe we're going to sell this leg coming down. And we're not going to sell it and hope that we just take out the entire daily candle. You got to understand, if we sell and it comes down to the top of this green box, what it represents and what this yellow line represents. So you know what I mean? If we look for a sell and it comes down there and we're up 50 pips, we have to do something, because there could be buyers right there that get a wick and bring it right back up on us. If it comes deep right into that yellow line, that's a daily point of interest. So then that's about 60, 70 pips. The bottom of the zone is 90, and it could be 100, and then that's where things get spicy. Will it close below there? Can we flip this inside block again red? Will we get it further drop? Or the buyers are just, boom, going to bring it right back up on us, okay? So let's just continue to watch this thing. You see now how things are developing now. Things are now starting to open up. See, the candles are getting a little larger with volume. They're not these kind of, with these wicky candles. Now we're getting bigger body candles. Spicy is good? Yeah. I had some spicy chicken wings last night. Had to call my doctor and get heartburn pills. I take one pill every day, every morning for heartburn. I can't do spicy foods like I used to. But it's game changing, these pills. Holy shit. Okay, and we got to continue to watch NASDAQ, see how it's kind of cooking here too, and continue to come down. Okay, so you see that they're lowering, like I can see a lower shoulder, right? So right here on the 5 minutes, you can see kind of lower shoulder right there. Okay, so, you know, we got to continue, let it simmer a little bit. We're looking for sells below this red line down in here, and it can break and drop, okay? But also with gold, wow, what a return wick on gold. Holy shit. Okay, so that was that big black candle, came down there. And again, if you sell early, look at what could happen. There's a big return wick coming right back up. They could fake out all those sellers and take it again right through here. Wow, what it's like a momentum game in a football game. That's where the game completely changes. Look at this. They even can flip it bullish and back near the high. Okay, that's a big rejection. So that's why if you enter on impulse, these things can happen. That's why I said let's wait and see if we get the candle close below. So now it's holding. It's kind of ignited. Look, it's ignited. So get ready. This could be an ignited push and just break out of here with the return of that wick and that momentum. Okay, so that's what I'm watching for. I might entertain a buy possibly here. Okay, because I'm following that return wick. It closed back above the green zone. If we get some pending orders in here, it could turn blue and start to break right through here. Okay, but it's coming down black right now. So I got to continue to respect that there's sellers still here and they're bringing it back down. Because if it comes back down and closes below here too, I know that that wick did some damage. It didn't close down there, but what if the next candle comes down and closes below there? Okay, so again, we got to be careful here, but we're picking up clues of the market, what just happened, right? You got to put these pieces of the puzzle together to make an entire story make sense. Oh, EMAs. I didn't add my EMAs. We're above the EMA 9, and EMA 200 is just below this block down in here. Are we learning something today, guys? Hopefully we're learning at least patience, and thank God no one is spamming the chat for just, do we buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell? We're learning today. You see how in order to look for a trade setup, it takes time. You know, like it doesn't always just involve just boom, you're going to get in the market and just get a trade and that's it. You see, Sometimes it takes time. It takes time. But I'd rather it take time instead of just trading everything and getting frustrated and losing, and then I'm done for the day. So exactly, guys, patience does pay. And I know it sounds silly when we always say it, but it is the truth. It is the truth. And if someone is going to always say, Ron, can I be patient and I'm always going to win in the markets? No, no. I wish it was. But when you're patient, at least you can look for probable setups, better probable setups, and you can't get faked out like that, right? That would have saved you. Because if you sold when that was coming down, like I don't know how you guys use a stop loss, but let's say you sold down here near the lows. That's what normal retail traders do, is sell the lows, and then it returned back up 25 to 30 pips in drawdown. Some traders panic because they're over leveraged. Maybe you're still holding the sell. You're not too concerned about that, but sometimes it takes time. Okay, so it's still building in here. It came down, still respecting green zone, respecting 9 EMA, respecting the trend. We have like a liquidity candle that came down, liquidated this zone, but we're still not really building through here. I know that we have a new 15-minute candle opening in 2 minutes, so maybe we just take a peek at our 15-minute bars. Now we might have a 15-minute bar that actually closes above here. We haven't had one in a long time. Okay, so 2 more minutes to go. We got a strong hammer building on a 15-minute. So this could take us into the next 15 minutes with bullish pressure to maybe try and get up to that daily high or inside this red zone up here. Unless something crazy happens going into the close here. Stop loss is your weapon? Absolutely. Some traders trade with no stop loss. And guys, I can talk too. Sometimes I trade with no stop loss, but I use a mental stop. A mental stop is I don't have a physical stop in the market. Let's say I get into a trade and you know when I say, guys, my stop is below this wick, I don't have to physically place a hard stop in the market. Sometimes I use mental. And if it comes down there, I manually take myself out of the trade, okay? But you have to be very disciplined to do that, because if you don't do that, then when it comes down there, you'll say to yourself, oh, I'll give it another 20 more pips to breathe. And then it comes down and you're in 20 pips and further drawdown. And then you say to yourself when it gets down, I'm going to give it another 20 pips to breathe. It's coming deeper into support. And it keeps just pushing down. So if you're going to do a mental stop loss, you have to be extremely disciplined. Otherwise, use a hard stop and let the market take you out yourself. And believe it or not, there is traders out there that are over leveraged, full porting with no stop losses. And you can imagine what could happen trading in this type of volatility with that type of strategy. Okay, so here's the close in 15 seconds. This is closing this 5-minute candle. More importantly, a 12:45, a new 15-minute candle. It's still holding. Maybe we'll get a strong push of a new open. So let's get ready. It's building. We could continue to go with the trend and buy. Nothing has suggested that anything has really broken down. Bullish ignited open, just flashed black. So we lost our open real quick, but it's a small little doji. Let's see if it can pick up a quick wick and come right through here again. The belt to ass strategy, Lavish. Yeah. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people this day and age that never had the belt to ass. My dad, yeah, I got the belt to ass, but more I was scared of my mom growing up. She used to give me the wooden spoon right across my head. and the slipper. That was how I learned back in the day. Immigrant parents. They'll teach you a lesson. Okay, look at this. Like, where's the volume in this candle? What's going on? So it's coiling up. It's coiling up. It's building, but it hasn't really broke down. These candles are kind of suspicious. Moms back in the day were ruthless. I can attest to that. But we appreciate those moms, okay? Guys, I might buy this, okay? It just came up. Now look, it came down. Let's see if it continues to build. If it continues to build without losing its low, it's right back to the opening balance. Okay, so if it's continuing to build, I might look to buy this. We got 3 more minutes left on it. Okay, I'm going to go in for a buy in the building phase. So I'm in a buy right now, okay? I'm just going to set up stop loss. Stop loss, I'm going to be tight, okay? So see, my stop loss is just below the red line. I just want to see if it's going to hold up here. This is kind of just a quick little trade to see if things can hold up. Because if it comes all the way down here, I know that it could break down. So I'm in a quick little buy just to see if this green block will hold. And if it has to come down here, that's it. My stop is just right below this red line. It's not even below this wick. I just want to, just for clarification, just see if this is for real going to build up here, or I'm going to exit because I know that a lot of sellers up here and going to push this thing down. Okay, so I'm in a very conservative risk trade here. You can see some of you guys probably have a way bigger stop loss than me. I'm not giving this thing too much room to breathe because I want it to build on this bar, giving it basically this bar and the next one to build and get out of here. I don't want to stay in this thing very long. Okay, so it's one of these tough little doji candles, but it's still building. Okay, and then if we can build for a new high, we got to create new highs to get out of here and to extend this uptrend, but more so, can we get blue volume closing above this red line? That's where that big bear candle came in. Okay, so this still has, we got 90 more seconds to go. Let's see if we can create a new high. Wow, like what happened to the volume? Dead volume. But this is sometimes when the market trades like this with dead volume, then it gives those big candles with filled volume. That's why I got a very tight stop loss because I don't want a big black candle just to drop down. Okay, so but I want like a nice blue candle to build and get out of here. There's been enough accumulation that they can start to redistribute, but still not there yet. Okay. So now it's coming a little deeper here into the green zone still. So I'd like to see maybe a wick right here, right at 50% of the green zone. There's the trend line, there's the 9 EMA. I'd like to see it hold up here again. Okay, so it didn't hold up bottom of the green zone. Okay, so it's got some buyers pending down at the bottom of the green zone. But now we still have some bearish volume. Okay, and remember, this was the open of the new 15-minute candle. Okay, so if we don't return back up, they could return this down, and you see how tight my stop loss is. I'm mentioning this to you guys, how tight my stop loss is, because I know that sellers could break this thing down. So I'm looking for just a nice, like a blow-off top up here to get to the daily high, but still a lot of selling pressure. I might even manually exit this trade very early before it even comes down here. Like that little fake out right there. If I don't see a wick here, I'm going to exit this trade. I'll tell you guys. I won't even let it come down to my stop loss. I'll just take that small little loss and I'm out of here. I'm out. Yeah, I just closed it right there. So I'm out. I don't like it. Now, okay, so I lost, but I didn't lose a lot. Okay, so I bought right there. I closed out. I lost 15, 20 pips. I'm okay with that. No problems. But now I can really see what's going on. Okay, I tried to see if there was going to be a blow off top. Not there. So now sellers are for real. They're coming down. That's where, you know, originally I told you the stop was down there. I didn't, as soon as I opened and it wasn't bullish, boom, I closed the trade. I'm out of it. That's all I need to see, right? Sometimes 1 or 2 candles, you can see what you got to see. And don't be scared to exit a trade. Yes, you take an L. You take an L, okay, but you're not exposing yourself to the market, okay? Now, again, I see it's still just trading in here. It really hasn't done anything. I just don't want to be part of this shit. If the sellers can prove to me that they can close below, perfect. Then I can sell with them. I can go back, I can get my 20 pips back and get more. But right now, it's still just caught up in here. It's kind of like, you know, when you test out a feeler trade. That was me testing out to see if the buyers were up there. They're not there. Sellers are showing the strength now. But with today's entire session is, if you just sell, it goes back up. If you buy, it goes back down. So again, this candle too, if you just sell, it could come right back up with a wick. It's this whipsaw action. This is the most difficult type of volume to trade on any security. It's very difficult because there's still no direction yet. Do you guys understand how I manually got out of the trade myself? Because I told you I was looking for the new 15-minute candle to build. It was building, it came up there, but couldn't break out of there. So that's as much clarification I needed. And then the next bar, when it just opened and came down, that's it. That's more than enough, and I'm out. 20 pips is nothing in today's market. 20 pips is nothing. Okay? If you get stopped out at 20 pips, it's basically nothing. Okay, but there's another return wick coming back up. If I placed my stop loss, I told you, a little, gave it more room to breathe below there, I could have still been alive. But that wasn't part of what I was looking for. I could go back in a buy, but I got to see now it picked up some more depth of market down there, picked up some more pending orders, but I like to see another solid close. And we're going in, we're going into 1 p.m. very, very soon. NASDAQ is still not below here yet. I'm still watching below 277, you guys said, down in here. So this candle now is closing in 1 minute and 10 seconds. If it closes with black volume, again below the green box, I'm going to flip it to a red zone to illustrate that the sellers temporarily could be in control. But when it comes down there, the buyers are bringing it right back up. If it closes inside a green zone with a black candle, it is still technically a green zone, okay? Because the buyers pushed it right back into that strong buying area. And you see they're bringing it right back up to the opening balance of that candle. Could I still have been alive if I just opened my stop up like another 10 pips? Yes, that's the coulda, woulda, shouldas of trading. I don't really relate to that type of strategy of I should have done this, I would have done that. If I wanted to open up my stop loss, I would have. There's no question about that. But I just wanted to see if the candle would build right away and start breaking out with minimal drawdown. It didn't. The candle showed me that. So you got to execute. You got to make a decision, right? Just like when you take profit out of the market, you also have to acknowledge that sometimes when you take a trade, it's not going to what you want it to do. And if it's not, you don't have to continue to just stay in the trade. I saw what I needed to see, wasn't working out, I got out, even earlier than hitting my stop loss. Okay, so that candle came right back up positive, closed as a bullish pin bar. Naturally, look at how small the wick is. Ask yourself, why did this candle not open blue and continue to advance? After it picked up all of that, came back and closed near the high. Now the sellers are bringing it down. So you can see that there's a lot of selling pressure, lower highs, lower highs. So sellers are the ones that could really push this thing down. But I still don't have a black candle closing below here. It's a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick. And again, it came down there and the buyers are bringing it right back up. So this is some of the hardest volume. And I'm happy we're going through this because sometimes we come on these sessions and it's trending volume and we're taking trades and everything is working out fantastic. But there's days where you're going to have to go through this, okay? So I want you to learn that this is very difficult volume for even a very experienced trader to navigate around. So the best thing to do is feeler trades, lower level trading to figure out where the direction is moving without blowing up an account, okay? And or either just waiting patiently for more concrete evidence. And once you start to learn this, you'll get better at trading. You'll better lower your risk during volume like this And when the markets are trading really nice, following a perfect trend, that's where you can increase your sizing and your risk in situations like that. This is where you got to decrease. Gold sucks today. Well, on this time right now. But let's give it time. NASDAQ was approaching, but still not there yet. And we're going into 1 p.m. So one thing we can do is refer to the hourly. Now we go back to the hourly candle. Look at what we got going on the 1 hour of gold. It opened, we made that high up there. Kind of got rejected back down. Still, it's a spin top. This hourly candle that's closing in 2.5 minutes, it's got no direction either. It's just right back to the opening balance. So we haven't really, we moved up, got rejected, back down, closing right here. So if it closes bearish, the next hour could continue to pull down into here. Then we might have to look for those 5-minute sells. If it closes back in here bullish, then the next hour could possibly continue to fill that wick and go higher. Okay, so I like to watch it on the 5 minutes. And you can see how choppy the last hour has been. I know that 12 5-minute bars makes 1 hour. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Right here, there's noon. So we came down, it went back up, it came down, we went back up right there, and now it's coming back down. So next hour could open bearish and we push down. And then they're protecting this highest point of the day up here. Okay, I'll stay with us for until 1:30, and at 1:30 I got to wrap it up. So another 30 minutes, we can continue to, hopefully, maybe we'll see a setup here. Okay, so now sellers are redistributing going into the close of the hour. Okay, so let's see what they're doing. 1 more minute to go into the close. If it closes below here, we're going to flip this green zone red, because if it comes up in the next hour and gets rejected here, that will be the retest, and maybe we can sell down with it. Or it could be like another fake out, right? Where it closes down here, next hour opens blue and comes right through here and goes back up. So we got to watch. Again, let's take it candle by candle. And NASDAQ is approaching signal. Yep. So going into 1 p.m. Okay. This could be like a double top. Okay. One top. There's the neckline, what we're looking to break below. Came back up, double top. So this is what we need. Kind of need like a push, come back up here, and then we drop. That could be the pattern we're looking for on NASDAQ. Selling below here. Okay, but let's watch gold here going into the close. Okay, so the volume again. I'm very technical where it will close to change the color of these zones. There's the close right below. Green to red. Open, bullish, ignited. Okay, so it's coming up. Can we cut that last 5-minute candle in half? Sure. There's the cut. 4,167, open, bullish. So it might come back in. Could be a shallow pullback. That's a shallow. Okay, see how it didn't come all the way into the point of control? So that's what I call a shallow pullback. It just came in, got a lower high, and pushing down. So this is the area where we have a lot of wicks concentrated right in here. So you see now bullish coming right back up. Now it's advanced above that point of control. So now, again, the higher you go, the more depth of market, the more possible offers are higher. So now we got to see. Because this could be, again, what I told you, a fake out coming in at 1 p.m. could be a bullish candle and going right back up. So maybe my buy, like where I originally looked at the buy setup, it just needed to come down and grab some more liquidity down there, and it will advance out of here. And I could be buying with this again. Okay, but we're kind of, I want to see now. We're trading now. I flip the zone. Will the sellers push this thing down, or a buyer's going to bring it up and get out of here? And if it looks like a bullish engulfing candle, again, if I buy the breakout on impulse, it could just come up a little bit, get a wick, and go right back down. So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait and see. Let the buyers prove to me that they can close above here. Because when they're coming up, they're getting rejected by the sellers. Holy, this is tough volume, guys. Okay, this is hard on the eyes to look at. This is very, very difficult. But if you stick with the volume, we'll put the pieces of the puzzle together slowly. But this is difficult. Guys, 350 viewers today on our call. Thank you guys so much for joining us on a Wednesday afternoon, watching this. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch this candles here. This is difficult stuff. If you can subscribe to the channel, oh man, thank you guys. 89,000, perfect, psychological number. That helps. So maybe we're gonna get a good setup now. Thank you guys, we do appreciate it. Let's see if there's any news in the markets. Vanguard plans to buy more gilts as UK budget calms investor nerves. This candle is closing in 2 more minutes. So let's see. If it closes again above here, I'm going to flip that red zone green. Maybe we'll build off of this, and we're moving back up. NASDAQ is not there yet. Do you guys have any plans for Thanksgiving tomorrow? Big bullish candle coming up, guys. 90 seconds to go in the close. Okay, so you can see 1 p.m. They kind of reversed the market back up here. Okay, let's see now closing. Man. Okay, closing price. Some of you guys still might be in a buy from earlier. Maybe you took a buy, you weren't, you got a bigger stop loss, but that's a really nice volume-based candle. Let's see if we can close and build off of this. We'll make this red zone green. 50% will probably represent, somewhere in here. Maybe we could buy a pullback and continue to take this up. Tony, eat football, eat and repeat. That's amazing. Good football games on tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the Detroit game. That's a great game at 4:30. My Cowboys against Kansas City. That's a big game. And I believe Baltimore and Cincinnati might be the night game. And there's also a game tomorrow, Friday. I think the Bears play at 3 p.m. Okay, so 10 seconds go. I'm going to assume it's closing above the red zone, so I'm just going to go ahead and go red to green quickly here. Okay. So, and then move my cut line to represent 50% of this candle. So bearish ignited, that's how they just opened it. So it's got quick wick. This could be the pop. So it could pop. If it comes back down, let's look for the refueling. We could buy where it refuels, and I could continue to buy with this. So I'm going to continue to buy with this. I originally wanted the buy, but I had a really tight stop loss. So I'm going back in, returned back up, closed, bullish engulfed. It can't test down. So all I need is a wick fill here, a wick fill here. Then I know at least we're going to come and tap into the bottom of this red zone up here. I could even measure it to get up there. Would be 15 pips. Going right into 50% would be about 25 pips right there. And then if we can advance to the highest point of the day to get to that purple line, could be about approximately 40 pips up there. Okay. So I'm going to continue to go with the bullish daily candle to continue to ride up. I want to ride with the trend, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, pulled back, higher low, and I'm looking to see if it can continue to build and attack that daily high. Okay, this will be my final trade of this session. Where do I place stop loss? Okay, so stop loss placement. How much room do I want it to give it to breathe? I could be really tight again, right below the point of control of that bullish candle. I want to give it a little bit more room to breathe, that entire green zone, and I'm just going to be below this bullish candle, that previous 1 p.m. candle. I'm just right below it. I could maybe go a little lower below that red line right there, but that's enough room, in my opinion, for it to gather all of this to break up there, okay? So I'm in a buy, want to continue to ride with this momentum to see if we can kind of redistribute it right now at 1 p.m. going into the close of COMEX. Maybe we'll get a nice little bullish move, testing maybe the highest point of the day, maybe relative to right here, maybe even have a daily high breakout. We'll see, okay? And then guys, unfortunately I got to wrap up the call at 1:30. Got a few things to do. And then tomorrow, guys, just heads up, we canceled the post-New York session because of U.S. Thanksgiving, and probably won't be the greatest volume to trade tomorrow afternoon anyways with U.S. banks closed. What we'll do is we'll do a Tokyo session later after the Cowboys game wraps up. I think that might be around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. We'll come in and we'll do a Tokyo session tomorrow evening, okay? Bears and Eagles, that's a good game. Okay, so we got also get closing volume above this red line. Remember, we haven't had blue volume close above this red line. We were close there, we're close there. Maybe this bar will be our closing, and then we'll use this red line as support going forward if we can, in fact, close above there. So we had that higher high break, oh man, and then they rejected it back down. So I hope this is not one of those FU candles where it breaks up here and then they reject it back down. So now we got to see, we're back to the opening balance. Can it continue to fill? And we're looking to see, can we get some closing blue volume above this red line, or will it continue to close below there? If it closes below, that red line is still the resistance, and then we could get one more leg coming down. But we did create a new higher high. In order to continue to move higher, you have to create higher highs, okay? Without higher highs, we're not going to move any higher. So sometimes that happens where you create a new higher high, then they reject it back down. But don't be scared, right? Don't be scared. If you're not over leveraged, you shouldn't panic. I didn't panic when it came back down. I just saw that it refueled itself, didn't break its opening balance, and coming up strong with more pending volume. But now we got to see the closing price in 60 more seconds. So you know my previous trade, kind of where if I come up here, I could recover my previous trade, but looking to see if we can transact somewhere inside here. But closing volume, one candle at a time. We got to take it candle by candle. Wow. So that's another nasty rejection. There's the FU statement candle. Okay. So I'm telling you, those are those nasty FU candles. Now we got to test into 50%. And if I get stopped out of this, like I can't continue to trade this shitty volume. It's too much headaches to trade this. Told you my stop loss is just below this candle. It's very tight because I don't want it to lose this and then that big black candle like yesterday. I don't want to be part of that. So you see how tight my stop is? I'm just below the previous candle's low. You see, I'm just below the previous candle. I'm not giving an excessive stop loss. If it doesn't find my buyers here, I don't think it will find them. Okay, so I'm in drawdown now. Want to see if it will continue to build, because I don't want it to be like yesterday. You know, yesterday we were in the sell. We got that big bloody candle, but I don't want to be part of another bloody candle. So if it doesn't build in here, I want no business being in this trade anymore. Okay, so it's building back up, but again, we failed to close with blue volume above that red line. This 4,169, 170 area. Very, very, NASDAQ dropped. Okay, so NASDAQ dropped. There's the cut line. You guys can see everything is, but it's battling that hourly right there, okay? So if it continues to push down, guys, you could look for sells continuing to push down. That wick did a lot of damage down there. So we're looking to continue to push down. We're below 277. You had the confirmation. You had a retest. If you're in a sell, again, you could conservatively place your stop loss above these wicks, right above there. If you want to be protected by the highest point of the day, you can. Okay, but like how I have it set up, this M pattern, maybe that's what we'll get coming down. Just got to follow gold here. So gold is right back to where I entered. Okay, so it went up a little bit, came down, basically right back to break even with 3.5 minutes to go. Can we get one blue candle closing above this red line? Why is that significant? Because this is resistance. If we get volume above, then we could change this resistance into a supporting area going forward on the next candle or the next candle, and to help us build to get through here. But every time we're coming up here, sellers are trying to push this thing down. So we've seen this entire call. So it shouldn't be surprising to anybody. So we still have a lot of time left on this candle. 2 minutes and 47 seconds is a lot of time. It's a lot of time. Okay, we're at 4170 now. So we're at that psychological area, 4170. Good push, good push. Okay, so that's a great push, but we're pushing into that previous red zone. You know, like if you want to draw a marker, look at these 5-minute bodies right here. Body, 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 body. Right up there, 4172. So I'm just going to put that marker right up to there. Okay, so that's where we came right in there, got rejected back down. Can this be the candle that closes above here? You can see the volatility is starting to get nasty right now. Oh man, we got breaking news. Oh shit. Pentagon said Alibaba should be on the list for China military ties. Okay, this is a red flag right here. Breaking news coming out of Financial Juice right now at 113 during this candle right here. I don't know how that will affect anything, but anytime there's high impact something about China and the US, anything. NASDAQ is dropping. Not yet, not yet. Let's focus on this gold here. Okay, good push. Okay, so far, it's at 20 pips. Like I've kind of recovered my earlier loss if I wanted to close out the trade, but I want to kind of extend, see what we got cooking here. I'm going to figure out a cut line as well of this bullish candle. Maybe we close near the high. Maybe we'll get a quick little pullback and a continued drive, or we open ignited and it just continues to push. But expect volatility, okay? Expect volatility, guys. Expect some volatility. And we could really squeeze sellers at the highest point of the day here. But this is where things are going to get real exciting. Grab your popcorn. I haven't reduced my risk yet. I haven't taken out anything as of yet. I'll verbally let you guys know what I do step by step. But right now, we've got to watch where this candle will officially close in 12 seconds. It's a good candle. We got good volume. But I don't want one of those those like this to happen, this fake black one. Okay, so can I move my red line to cut 50%? Yes, right there. So even if it comes all the way down there, maybe a wick, I'm still in the money. Short wick, a quick wick would be very nice, because if I get a shallow pullback, I got a short wick. Buyers could continue to ask up there and break. So didn't get it, so now it's coming down. Can I get a wick somewhere here, or does it have to come all the way down and retest? You see 50% of the candle is now that wick resistance. If I was to draw a zone, it could be like a little bit above, a little bit below to those bodies right there. And you see right there, there's my zone of that candle now. Okay, so it's coming down black, but let's see, maybe we can flag in here, pick up a higher low and push right back up. Okay, so now it's retesting the actual 50% and the zone of the previous bullish bar. This is where we should see buyers retesting inside here, okay? So there we do have an official wick. It just printed, came up, but you can see the selling pressure is heavy, okay? So it comes a little lower. I told you guys there's going to be a lot of volatility now, because COMEX is closing in the next 15 minutes. So you're going to see more increased volume coming into the markets now. So this 4,170 was resistance for a lot of time. And now we just closed above there. And now 4,170 is showing me it could be support right now, just for the time being. So you see how it came in there? We got a good wick. Now they're pushing back up, but we still have a lot of this head of this selling candle. That's what we call a hanging man candle. Okay, it's still got that, when it opened, all of that pressure. We haven't flipped the candle as of yet. We haven't returned it back up to the opening balance. Short wick, if we do, we could turn our candle into a hammer and start to fill that wick and get right up to that red line, possibly the daily purple high today. So it's fighting between buyers and sellers. Are we going to get that daily high? Are we going to break a daily high, or sellers just coming in and not letting us break this daily high? It's going to get really interesting. NASDAQ. Yep. Okay, so you can see right around here. It's at this green zone. So, you know, like one more Tetris piece we need to push down, close black below there, and then you could get that, follow this yellow arrow, that exact move on NASDAQ. Oh, good return wick, but let's see if we can flip the head. Okay, we're right there to flip. See the perfect point of control entry, like where the buyers, they didn't buy the high of the candle when it opened. They waited patiently to get the pullback right in there. So the candle just flipped blue, and then right away the sellers stepped right back in. So this candle is going to really, really tell us where we could direct, where we're going to go. Man, gold is tough this afternoon. Holy shit. You want gold 4,500? Man, that's, I'm not, I'm looking to come up to here, 4,173. You're looking for 4,500. You're probably looking to hold for quite some time, new all-time highs. Okay, so you see, it failed again. When it came up there, it was a strong move coming up. Seller said, not yet. And they brought it right back down. So it retested the green zone. It's coming back up again. So you see where the fight is now. 50% of that previous bullish candle, and they're protecting it right here at this red zone above us. So you know we could flag in here, and bullish flag has a high probability of continuing to the upside. It's a tough bar. It's a tough candle. And we're closing in 30 seconds. Whoa, Justin, you closed 320 pips? Holy shit. You're probably in a lot earlier and held for a long time. Okay, so we closed, again, right at 50%. Okay, so sellers pushed that down. Now, could it come down? Remember, this is just a block that was created right now off of that bullish candle. So if it can't hold, which block holds more weight? This one, down in here. Okay, this is deeper. It's been transacted for over an hour. So this one is stronger than this one. This one is, again, just representing the candle at 110. 50% of it. If it can continue to hold in here, that's fantastic. Then maybe we can continue to build our way and get out of here. But if it needs to come in, we have maybe possible protection at this green zone. That's why, again, my stop loss is just below this one. If I don't find buyers here or here, I no longer want to be in a buy, because that's where sellers could just break it down and start coming deep down into here. So I no longer want to be in the trade any longer. When I trade, it's not for a hope and prayer. I trade for certain areas. If I see this zone is not being respected, this one, I no longer want to be in the buy, because sellers are showing me how strong they are. And then if they close it below here, all it has is those little wicks to fill, and then that's it. Whole market to drop down. NASDAQ. Yep. Just, it still hasn't closed yet, black below here. So still kind of transacting in the zone. A little bit more, it gets down here. Could start to get that push down. See, it's trading at the neckline here. I think I have more of a headache watching gold today. Wow, Justin, nice trade. I see it right there. What do you guys think? Does gold have enough juice to get up to the a little higher? Or you guys think buyers are fizzling off here? No, I feel great. It's the volume. I don't feel like this is good volume to be traded. Very, very choppy. You know, we're trying to continue to buy with this trend, but it's very, look how much wicks we went through this entire session. It's not easy, guys, but it's one of those days. That's why trading every single day, you're going to get to see good volume, tough volume, difficult volume, everything, okay? We can't just pick which days we want to, you see that? So that's why I'm watching, guys. I got to watch my stop loss, okay? This is where volatility is coming in because COMEX is closing in 5 more minutes, okay? So it came right back down to the deeper green box. That's what I said. The bigger buyers are there. They're waiting, pending in there. It activated something in there right at that red line. So let's see if we get a return to the upside. However, could come down. You see where my stop loss is? I'm just below that blue candle right there. That's my stop because I don't want to be part of that huge drop if it's coming in. So we got a good return wick. This zone held the first candle, but couldn't hold any longer, so we had to come deeper. This one is holding so far. We still have 18 seconds to go. Sellers are still pushing it down. Okay, so open. If it breaks through here, I no longer want to be in this. You guys see, my stop is right there. I'll verbally let you guys know as soon as I get taken out. Reason being why I want to get taken out is because, well, if I do exit, is because if it comes down here, you know, like these sellers have been accumulating for this entire call, like how buyers have been accumulating, so they could redistribute down there. I don't need to give further liquidity to the market. I don't need to take a further loss, giving it as much room as I can breathe in these two little zones here. I know it's shitty volume, but trying to go with what I see here. So it did close back below that one. That's red right there. Now we're building our way back up. So this one is still holding stronger. That's what I said. The one below is stronger because we've been trading in this one for an entire hour. That one was just that candle alone. So it came back up, retested. Sellers are here. So you can see sellers are here. Buyers are here. And then just remember, guys, if you're trading tomorrow, It is a US bank holiday and Thanksgiving. It might be volume like this with higher spreads. And so just be careful. We're going to cancel the post New York and we're going to come in for a later Tokyo session when the futures market opens up. And in 3 minutes, COMEX market is going to close as well. So that's another thing we got to keep an eye on for. So it looks like sellers are in control. So they could break right through here. And that's why, guys, I'm going to get taken out. Okay, stop is just below that bullish candle, right below here. That's as much support I'm giving it to find some buyers to come back up. If they're not here, sellers could close below here, and that's it. All of that redistribution, then it could be an afternoon of selling back down. Kind of like the buyers fizzled off up here. But let's wait for the close of the candle. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. 60 more seconds to go. Then we're going into 1:30. COMEX closes. A new 30-minute candle opens. Increased volatility. We'll see what happens. Can see how the candle, like when it goes up, down like that, you can tell how volatile, how it's spiking like that, that whipsaw action. That's showing how much volatility there is inside this candle. It's making massive moves. Okay, they didn't tap me out yet. No, not yet. There's a wick down there. It's coming down there. I'm not out yet. I'm still live. There is a wick return, but a lot of heavy selling volume above at 4167.75. I'm still in it. They haven't got me yet. It's coming real close to the close. I'm still in it. Still holding it. Candle just opened bullish, ignited. Still holding its ignited open. It's building. Coming back up. Good bullish return candle. Right created in that zone. But let's see if this thing can build. This is the last candle that can build. Nope, they rejected it big time. So, whew, this is too much volatility. I'm out. They got me. That's it. That's the return you're looking for. You see how... So as soon as it tapped right there, I'm out because it could bleed right out like this. I don't want to give it any unnecessary pips. That's it. You know, like that's how you got to look at trading, guys. Give it enough room to breathe, but just enough. And don't just, you know, like if it comes down there, you got to be disciplined. You got to understand that just like when you're disciplined taking profit out of the market, you got to be disciplined. So now you can see that they're going to redistribute all of this volume. So gold could now really sell down. So I kind of held right there on that wick. It opened. You saw how bullish it was. But as soon as I saw it coming down, that's it. I got clocked out. And I didn't have to realize all this unnecessary volume to take a further loss, right? You got to understand that, guys. There's going to be days where you're trading like this, and if you don't understand those principles, I don't know how to educate, because we're educating in a live environment. This is best. I know it sucks that I took a loss, but you got to understand why I accepted my loss right there at 4,167. I didn't have to take it all the way down to and give away an additional 40 pips unnecessary. What's the point of that, right? So this is also an impulse candle breaking down. It could come back up, but this is tough volume. I wouldn't want to participate in this volume any longer. But guys, tomorrow we're gonna, guys, just notice that we just canceled the post New York due to Thanksgiving, and probably could be a choppy day like today. So what we're gonna do is, well, I didn't add it in, but we'll have a post futures session like Tokyo, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow evening, and then we're back to 11 a.m. on Friday when the markets open back up. So we have free blogs available, guys. If you want to join the team, there's still Black Friday deals available for trade ideas, signals, the live Zoom sessions with myself and Dave, all the education, and the Discord channel with the snipers. But today was a tough session, guys. I'm not going to lie. It was difficult. Even if you're trading NASDAQ, you see it came right back up, but this could be that candle following down. So you could follow the volume. This red block is still holding. There's still lower highs from the daily high. Coming back down, you could be looking for sells below, again, following this yellow line. Gold didn't work out, okay? So it's coming right back down. If you're looking to buy, inside here. This is the bigger, deeper daily down inside here, but it still has a long way. It could come down. If you're looking to buy, guys, like this is what I mean. It comes down in here. That's where it could go back up. I'm not saying it's going to go all the way back up, but come back in, figure out the point of control of this big bearish candle. If it's right there, it could come back down. Would this be a double bottom, or will it continue to break down and sell down to this zone? Okay. I was looking for the daily high break. We were getting up there, it was building, but boom. They dropped some news and COMEX market closed, and now they redistributed to the downside. It happens. It's trading. Welcome to the world of trading. If this is the first time for you seeing this, you got it. I promise you it won't be the last time. It's going to happen to you just like it happened to me. But one thing I want you to learn is, yes, I took an L. You can put L's in the chat. It doesn't matter to me. What I did was I controlled my losses. That's another thing. That's a lot of things that traders fail to recognize. All they see is, did you win or did you lose? But I look at this as a win, because if I had a deeper stop loss, look how much more of a loss I could take. You see, guys, I took the buy on this candle, and my stop loss was just below there. Yes, I didn't take out any profit, but as it came down, I controlled and I got stopped out right there. And I explained my reasoning to you guys why. I told you guys, if this can't hold up, it's going to be a bleeding candle coming down. And look at it. So you got to go with your analysis. If you don't trust your analysis, then you got to trust your analysis. So now it's coming right down to that yellow line. This is where it could start to build its way back up, but it opened, ignited, pushing down. This is where if I like to scalp, I could be looking for a quick, but I don't want to engage in this volume. What you should be doing now is cutting that big bar in half, open, close, finding your point of control. Because yes, if it does even come back up, it could just come in there, go back down, right? So markets are very volatile right now, okay? Guys, it sucks losing. It happens. We had a good string of wins this entire week, and we just took a couple losses there. It happens, but it was really, really, in my opinion, I don't know, maybe for you guys it was easy volume to analyze and trade. For me, this was really difficult. Just every single candle wasn't doing much. That was a nice one we got, big push up. We had the first retest, but it didn't hold up. You're absolutely correct. Ron, being a Cowboys fan, is used to taking L's. Yeah, so I'm trained at taking losses because I'm a Cowboys fan. So it's in my blood. But guys, I had a great time today. Regardless, we still had a good time today. Join us tomorrow for Tokyo session later after everyone has had their Thanksgiving dinner. And then if you want to join us, you're welcome to. And also Dave is doing New York tomorrow morning. Okay, guys? And if you're not going to be trading tomorrow, Just enjoy your day. That's what I mean, guys. See the yellow line return? Like if you're looking for a patient buy, but you know what you're looking for, the sellers sold, close their positions right in there. You see how it's coming right up to there? So that's like clockwork. If I really wanted to trade and continue trading, I would have looked for that buy. That's 40, 50 pip return. That could have made up for my two L's today, because my L's were controlled. Remember, they weren't big losses. I know people see an L. It sucks, but they were controlled. I didn't lose much. Those pips that I lost, I could gain it right back on one candle. And there it was. If I wasn't talking so much, I could have just bought that return right there. I'm telling you guys. Some of you guys won't believe me, but that's why I trade to these lines. See the black candle, how it naturally came right down to the yellow line, and boom again, and naturally right there. I just cut that candle in half just by eyeballing it, and you see how it just came to the cut line. I didn't even do the zoning. Open, close. I didn't even do that. I just guessed that that was the halfway point, and I was absolutely correct. Look at it. There's your point of control. So even if you just wanted to scalp one candle back up with the daily buyers at the daily point of interest, see how it just came in there? You could have got 50 points and out. Okay, but when it comes in there, look at the sellers are still there pushing it back down. Okay, so markets are really opening up right now. Very volatile. Like all of these zones now are irrelevant. Okay, you got to go with the bigger ones now. Okay, I wish I could stay longer with you guys. I know if I stayed longer, I'd probably continue trading, but we've got to call it a day and go do some other things now other than staring at candles. So thanks guys so much for the likes on YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for subscribing to the channel. We're above 89,000. Thank you guys. Next milestone is 90K. And everyone on Zoom, I hope you guys have a great day today and tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to those that celebrate. And we'll see you guys live Tokyo session tomorrow. Maybe 8:30, 9 p.m. after the futures market opens up and the Cowboys game is over. Okay, guys? Have a great day and see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. God bless everyone. And enjoy the holidays. If you guys are going to take the time off tomorrow, enjoy those holidays. They're nice. Spend it with the family and relax. Thanks, Barks. Have a good day, guys. We'll see you guys. Have a great day. NASDAQ. Okay, so it did close below. So that green zone for NASDAQ real quickly is red. So you got that neckline now. This, it could continue to push down following this yellow marker, this yellow arrow. Okay, but still kind of barcoding. Blue, black, blue, coming down black, going back up blue. But markets are in a range right now. Difficult. Okay, guys. Have a great day. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Unlucky today. Just tough volume to trade. Successful trading and continue to learn, guys. If I don't see you guys tomorrow, enjoy your Thanksgiving. See you guys tomorrow.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.